darting feast here in Ireland. Michael van Gerwen is simply sensational. Oh my word! Wow, wow, wow! Oh, that's magical! Incredible!
This week it's Destination Dublin as our darting road trip continues around Europe. A very warm welcome to night 3 of the 2019 Unibet Premier League, live from the 3 Arena. The Tynes of Tungsten on the banks of the River Liffey. Tonight local hero Steve Lennon is set for a hero's welcome. One of the most atmospheric venues anywhere on our tour. 10,000 expected here tonight in a city that knows how to party. Excitement guaranteed on the Emerald Isle. Fancy dress fun and 5 fantastic matches to look forward to. Opening up the night, Gerwyn Price, who's unbeaten so far, takes on James Wade. There's Irish hero Steve Lennon against Peter Snakebite Wright. Battle of World Champions, mighty Michael van Gerwen against Rob Cross. Last year's beaten finalist Michael Smith takes on Daryl Gurney. And rounding off the night, Mensur Suljovic against Raymond van Barneveld. Hello, good evening Dublin. Tonight Steve Lennon gets the opportunity of a lifetime. Can the 25-year-old Irishman prove he belongs amongst the sports elite? The boys here, Rod Harrington, Wayne Mardle. Massive opportunity for him tonight.
It's an incredible night for this young man. I mean, he's going to walk on this stage. 10,000 people are going to be all supporting him, which could add to the pressure because he wants to prove that he's up here for one good reason, and that is to win. He's not just here to make the numbers up, but the adrenaline is going to be running very rich through that young man's veins, I can assure you of that.
Chris Dobie got a great reception in Newcastle. What will it be like here tonight?
Well, it's funny because Steve actually mentioned that. He said he was watching Chris Dobie in Newcastle. He was doing all his press, and he just said, in 2 weeks, that's going to be me. Well, that night's arrived. I just hope he can relax. And I'm not one of these merchants that if you get behind, you're not going to win. But I do believe he's got to settle. He really has. He needs a settler, whether it be first leg, second leg. As long as he doesn't go 2 down, 3 down, he'll have a chance to settle. But he's playing the draw specialist, which is Peter Wright. He's not finding it easy at the moment. So there's an opportunity there for Steve Lennon.
Last week, a great night in Glasgow.
Always a crackling atmosphere here in Glasgow. Oh yeah, that's composure for you. How good is this? That's not iffy. It's kept him in the match. That is a point. Peter Wright and Michael Smith fight it out. In the end, it's a 6-all draw. Fascinating contest, match 2 here in Glasgow of the second week of the Premier League action in 2019. Great day from Rob Cross. We've got the creme de la creme every week. He does not miss double 5. Last start in hand, he shuts the gate on James Wade. The crowd reaction interesting in favour of the big Dutchman. Fantastic dart from Price in the opening leg. You can hear that roar at the back of the venue. And he takes it, and he needed that. We're going the distance in Glasgow. And there it is, the drama, the sheer drama of it all. And Raymond van Barneveld's remarkable record in Glasgow continues. Your first visit in a Premier League contest, Max. What sort of finish was that, sir? Pop, pop. Oh, yeah. Absolutely remarkable. It's from Daryl Gurney for 2 points. And Daryl Gurney beats the contender, Glenn Durrant. It's just all too easy. And Michael van Gerwen, a comfortable night at the office again. He breezes past Suljovic, a 7-3 success, and he's top of the Premier League.
So Michael van Gerwen celebrating a 7-3 victory over Mensur Suljovic, the only player to get 2 wins so far. 4 points. He tops the league from Gerwyn, Price, Rob Cross and Daryl Gurney. Mensur, Suljovic, the foot of the table, just 1 point so far. It's going to be tight this year. Everybody has picked up a point so far.
I mean, it's been a great start to the Premier League. I mean, we thought with Gary Anderson pulling out, he was going to lose a little bit, but it hasn't. Michael van Gerwen's gone back to that top of the league where he knows he should be. He's the world number one, playing exceptionally well, not only on this big stage, but in tour events as well. He is the man that they've got to beat.
Big confidence booster for Barney last week. He was 6-2 down. He managed to get a 6-all draw.
Yeah, you say confidence booster. It was a confidence boosting point, but performance-wise, it was still off, still way off his best. Average 88, I think. Gerwyn Price will be thinking, how on earth did I not win that? Tonight is huge for Barney. He's playing Mensur, who finds himself at the bottom. He just keeps losing matches in the Premier League somehow, Mensur. He's played 11 in his whole career and lost 8 of them, but he's still averaging a ton. He just doesn't... It's hard for him to kind of put his finger on it. It's just timing, I suppose, but I think it's a must-win for Mensur. But Barney's struggling. Barney needs something to happen sooner rather than later.
Where's the value here? Price is playing well, 33-1.
Well, I've got to go with Rob Cross. When you look at a second favourite at 8-1, Rob Cross is playing really well. Over 100 averages all the time. He just needs to find a little bit more killer instinct or a little bit more self-belief, and he's got a massive chance. But Michael van Gerwen at 5-2 is probably as tighter than Phil Taylor ever was in his career, especially this early on in the tournament.
Cross got van Gerwen tonight. Could be a classic.
It really could, yeah. But if you look at the outsiders there, you've got Barney, who's just not playing well. Price, Gurney, Wade and Suljovic. They've only got to win 2 or 3 games, and all of a sudden they're right in the mix of not just getting away from elimination, but also the playoffs. There's a long way to go, but they're too big a price later.
Price against Wade to kick off tonight. Who wins?
I've got this down as a draw. I think Gerwyn Price has become a very solid player, loves the big stage. Wadey, we know what he's going to do. He's going to be very solid. 6-all for me.
Should we just test the water? Steve Lennon! Against Peter St. Wright.
I think Peter wins. I just want Steve to acquit himself well, relax and enjoy the situation he's in.
Special walk-on music from Steve Lennon. I'll show you that later on. I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag now. Michael van Gerwen against Rob Cross. Cross, got a chance?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, Rob Cross, as I said earlier on, over 100 averages. May just lack that little bit of killer instinct at certain times, at crucial times in matches. But Michael van Gerwen's on such a high at the moment, that's going to be tough.
Gurney's playing good darts.
Yeah, Gurney's finishing last week, 7 from 9 darts at a double.
2-1, 2-1 checkout.
Indeed, yeah. If he finishes like that, he's going to be a tough nut to crack. But Smith always gives himself opportunities because of his scoring. That's a tough one to call up. I'm going to sit on the fence for that, 6-6.
The Barney Army out in force tonight. Will he win against Suljovic?
He's got to step it up. Suljovic, as Wayne said, over 100 average. He's been playing solid. The only thing that's been letting him down is a few doubles, which is normally the high part of his game. I think that Suljovic may be too strong.
It's a great venue, always a great crowd in Dublin. Why should you stick around and watch tonight?
Well, for the first time here, they got someone from Ireland who's going to come up here, he's going to represent his country well. That's it. They're going to go nuts. That's what we want to see.
Dublin, are you ready for darts? Let's play.
You know, whenever we link up, they think we come from outer space or something. Let's get this money.
It is the elitist of elite company.
This is absolutely amazing.
Wow, wow, wow!
Double up on the blow, on the blow. 2 mil on that I-95. Bow your head, cause it's time to pay tax.
Darts from a different planet.
You will not see better than this anywhere.
Come the truth. The devil is alive. Come the proof.
Take a bow, young man. Take a bow.
The cream of the darting establishment.
A new darting star is born.
Hello and a very warm welcome. You've joined our set of 3 arena in the fair city of Dublin! a welcome to the Unibet Premier League. It's all brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. We are live on Sky Sports as we welcome the millions of viewers joining us around the world. Ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the players. Would you please welcome the former Premier League champion and the winner of 9 TV events. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Machine, James Wright! His second Premier League appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, the Iceman, Gerwyn, Wright!
Who got the biggest poo there then, Wayne?
Oh, I had no idea. Yeah, I was trying to compare them, but they were both pretty noisy.
Gerwen Price has really come of age as a player the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think so, and the Grand Slam obviously gave him the confidence, but I think he's a better player since winning that. Last year, if you remember, he was completely out of his depth. He looked it, he played it in the Premier League. Now he's looking like someone who's not just trying to avoid elimination, he's looking to get into the playoffs. He's made giant strides.
We won the average 104, which was incredible.
And last week he was in huge control over with a Barney game, but let that slide somehow. But in James Wade, he's playing a man who's playing really well. And we know that he got into the Premier League through sort of 2 late wins come October, November last year. These are both kind of tough nuts to crack. James is the better finisher of that, there's no doubt. I think it could be a real tough one to call.
Which way will it go? Nigel Pearson and Ron Harrington in commentary.
Thank you, Dave. Good evening, everybody. What a way to start another wonderful night of Premier League darts here in Dublin at the 3 Arena. Gerwyn Price, subject of the Boo Boys on the walk-on, but a man very, very determined to make it into the top 4. That is the first target for Gerwyn Price after a nightmare debut campaign last year. And James Wade, who has a good pedigree in this tournament. And it's Gerwyn Price, the Welshman, to get us underway. And he will be a picture of determination. You always know that, whatever the crowd, whatever the reception for Gerwyn Price, Rod, you just know that he'll be focusing on bashing the board.
Yes, that's what he's got to do, and all, Nigel. I mean, he comes from a professional rugby background, so he knows how to get over all that annoyance in his ears. He just blocks it off, and he has become a very solid player, a bit like James Wade. James Wade just gets on with his game, punishes people for their mistakes, so Gerwyn Price will know that. He knows that when he gives himself chances, especially like in this first, he's got to take them, because he doesn't want to start missing out and leaving Wade. He just to clear up on legs.
Price opened up in Newcastle with a 7-4 win over Daryl Gurney, averaged 104 a fortnight ago. James Wade beaten by Rob Cross in Glasgow last week with a 101 average. Just shy of that. Gerwen Price now looking to set himself up for a finish on his next visit. Unfortunate, but still leaves a 148. Now, what can Wade do in response?
Yeah, could have cost Price a dart at the bullseye. That now Wade needs 2 trebles realistically to really give himself a chance. So Price maybe 6 darts from 148. Just wants to stay straight. Well, if he hits another treble 18, that would have left him tops, but just a nice 20 now. Perfect setup from Gerwyn Price.
Yeah, good setup for Price. Now Wade, another treble 20. Would have left tops, so Price is going to be back for double 8. Not really the right shot with the second dart from Wade, but Gerwen Price now unbeaten in 2 matches. Needs double 4, got to hold his concentration. Can he use that as a marker? Yes, he can. There's the trademark Price reaction. Said he should have beaten Van Barneveld comfortably last week. But of course, Van Barneveld pegged him back to 6-all. But it's a good start for Price here against James Wade, who has a great record, particularly in his early days of Premier League darts. Runner-up a couple of times, a winner, of course. James Wade knows what it's all about.
Yes, in that previous leg, Nigel, I think James miscounted because he went for 2 double tops. He had in his head that he wanted 140, and you know that first treble was perfect. Little mistakes like that cost you matches or cost you a draw. But with Gerwyn Price, you know, we talk about getting points on the board early, which relieves the pressure when you're starting to get down the line in this league. And if Gerwyn Price can get something out of this game, then next week he's got Luke Humphries, the youngster. So he could really make a mark in this league early on.
Yeah, even at this early stage of the Premier League, a positive result for Gerwyn Price tonight puts him in a great position to avoid elimination as the first target. Now, Wade needs tops to level. Brilliant finishing. A 1-2-7 for James Wade. Great stuff. Good game this, and I'll tell you what, Rod, you mentioned Luke Humphries in Exeter next week. Price has got the crowd against him tonight. What about when he faces Luke in Exeter next week?
Yes, and Luke Humphries, we see him in the World Championships. He had a wonderful championship there at Ali Pali, and he'll be up for it. All these youngsters are up for it, Nige. They're not as nervous as, say, 10, 15 years ago when a youngster got on the stage. They really know. Well, look what Christopi did in Newcastle. I mean, got a draw out of Mensur. That was an incredible performance.
Yes, and Nathan Aspinall as well, another young player that we're going to see again. Really is an exciting time. Now, that's a good treble 20 for Gerwyn Price. He needed that. Needs to follow it up, really. An important 140 for Gerwyn Price, but Wadey throwing nicely. Looking to break the throw.
One only.
Could have done with an extra treble, James Wade, but Price under a little bit of pressure here now.
Well, he may get 9 darts from here, but he needs to find a big treble. He has done. No, he's just got to hope that Wade does not find a treble. Oh, that looks so good for another one. Well, bullseye now maybe, or 18s. Oh no, he's gone for a 180. Get the crowd going, get the noise, put the pressure on Price.
Pressure on now. Wade's coming back for 30. It's the first 180 of the night that Wade has just hit here in Dublin. And he needs double 15 to break the throw, and goes 2-1 up James Wade. Nicely done.
James to throw first.
Just reward for that brilliant 180 at just the right time. Set himself up beautifully. Good darts from James Wade.
Yeah, well, it went through his head about the bullseye or perhaps treble 18, and he thought, you know what, another treble puts a little bit of noise in this arena and puts the pressure on. And of course, with James Wade, anything down that 10s and 15s, he feels confident, so it weren't no bother for James Wade for the 15s. And now he's broken the throw. A strong hold here will put him in a great position.
43.
7 legs wins you the match, of course. A win and a defeat so far for James. Victory over Barney in Newcastle, and then a defeat by Rob Cross last week in Glasgow. But it's been a decent opening 3 legs.
85.
Yeah, Price isn't finding those troubles like he was in the first leg of the game. Not consistent enough at the moment.
No, he's not, Nigel. And against a throw, he's going to have to find a couple of trebles on some visits. One treble is not going to be enough, because James Wade has done exactly what I was going to say he will do. So 2 trebles he needs here. Well, will he go for a 180? He needs to go down the bottom for 17s. That's a great visit. That's an absolute superb setup.
Yeah, and you saw the reaction from Gerwyn Price there. The roar of approval.
99. Going to require 36.
Double 18.
Thank you.
Marker. Yes. Breaks back. 2 apiece.
5th leg going to throw first.
Well, that's where the difference in Gerwyn Price now than perhaps last year. Last year he would have gone a little bit in the head, lost that leg, but here he's now put in a real strong leg
44.
and has got himself back in the game.
Well, we know how tough the Premier League can be for new players in particular. The week to week, it is relentless and unforgiving at times. We've seen so many players down the years who, you know, after 8 or 9 weeks, you wish it was all over for them. And of course, now with Judgment Night, it is. But last year, his debut, Gerwyn Price, a real tough year. And yes, that last leg that he won, you could argue he wouldn't have done that 12 months ago. Second 180 in a match, and the second for James Wade. Crowd are loving this.
Well, this is a good game by James Wade. I know it's 2 all.
24.
105 average. He's whacked in 2 180s already. And we talk about people where, well, there is the averages. Look, just under the 105. Good performance so far.
41.
We talk about players that it affects. James Wade has never been affected. He's one of those players that just so good at playing his own game. He knows how to get over the line, even playing indifferent. And when he's playing at over the 100 average, then he is a tough cookie to beat.
And there's a prime example. What a great second dart. Now the single 20. Beautifully done. And looks like we're going to see yet another leg won against the throw.
96.
Here comes Wadey. Tops in each for a 3-2 lead. Now double 10. Switching across the board.
30.
Wow.
Going to require 157.
You know, there are legs you think I can nick this, so if Price doesn't take this out, set it up, because a double 5, no one likes the double 5. You put the first one higher, then you're a little bit panicky, although Price may take this out. He may take this out. He wants double top to hold on to his throw.
137. James,
what an effort that was. What an effort. Wade's back for 5s. That's a good marker for James Wade. Nails it second time. Break and throw, 3-2.
6 leg.
And this is a real battle developing now.
Game on.
Wade now averaging 99. A couple of 180s. Finishing stats very similar in terms of percentage. That's a lovely tidy 140 to start the leg.
He's not doing a lot wrong, is he, James Wade? Price has got to find that little extra.
96.
And those 1 treble visits are not going to be enough. I mean, James Wade darts, he's been playing well for 18 months now, Nigel. I mean, last year, 2 TV events, had a lot of good performances in other events, so he has got that high performance back. And the one thing about James Wade is that he's hitting more 180s now than he used to. Used to be a 140 king, but now he's starting to hit the 180s.
Yeah, a lot of people very, very pleased to see him back on the big stage and playing well towards the back end of last year. One of the top players of the last sort of 10, 12 years on a consistent basis, James Wade.
James will require 170.
Another treble 20 leaves the ball. Is he going for it? No.
130.
A little smile on James Wade's face as he walked up there. They wanted him to go for it, but James Wade puts a bit of pressure on, does Gerwyn Price.
Wow. Well, he misses this. And he could be punished for not taking out the ball.
No, he wished it had gone for that ball.
Absolutely. There's the 7. Needs tops for 3 apiece. One down in hand for double 10.
37.
Wade is back for more.
James required 38.
Yeah, that's the chance you can't give away against this man, and that's why he will not let you back to the board again.
7th leg going to full first.
And now Price finds himself 4-2 down, and he's got to get out of his head that it should be 3-all. And well, that's a good visit to open up that leg.
Well, James's reaction there, shrug of the shoulders and an ironic smile, a wry smile. And a 180 is third. This is a great way to open up the night here in Dublin. But yeah, James with that winning dart in the last leg. Just a reaction to acknowledge that, well, it was a close shave. Got away with it.
He's starting to turn the screw, though, isn't he?
He is.
You know, Gerwyn Price is chasing all the way, and in the end, that's going to get to him. And again, you know, a visit with just one treble, that's not enough against Wade the way he's playing. He's just playing absolutely beautiful darts at the moment, James Wade. That's the second leg on the trot that he's set it up perfectly.
Well, Gerwyn Price had
James require
that match dart to win 7-2 against Barney in Glasgow. And Wade needs tops here.
James on the 7th leg.
5-2. One away from at least the points here in Dublin.
First.
And now Gerwyn Price has got to dig deep once again. If Wade holds his throw here, he knows that he won't be leaving Dublin empty-handed on this Premier League night.
55.
Yes, and a good win here will do him the world of good, because he's got Michael van Gerwen next week in Exeter.
Oh, is that all?
Yeah, they're just a mere world number 1. Well, that's Gerwyn Price's second maximum.
He's not going away, is he?
No, as we said before, Nige, you know, he's learning how to dig deep with his darts without getting frustrated. Frustration makes you grip the dart too hard, and of course then they start to go low.
96.
So 5-2, Wadey leads. Gerwyn Price averaging 107 in the 4th leg of this match. Wadey hits a 4th 180 now. Looking good, isn't he? But James Wade consistent in legs 2 and 3, 125 and a 107.
80.
Yeah, again, that's not enough. It's a wasted dart there from Price, and he can't afford to waste them. You cannot rely on James Wade, the way he's playing,
98.
having bad visits. It's just not going to happen.
145.
Now, Wade, he may only get one dart of the double when he comes back, so... However, Wade at the moment, you kind of feel he's going to finish this off.
For 6-2. 12 leaves tops here. The preferred route now.
28.
And Gerwyn Price
only require 40.
with an opportunity at tops to really stay in this match. Hasn't hit tops tonight, but he's hit double 10 now.
They're in Price.
Break of throw, and he's not done yet.
Game on.
Far from it, Gerwyn Price showing all his character and steel again here.
Yeah, a nice 14 dart leg there, which showed a lot of character from Gerwyn Price. We keep saying that that's the difference in Price, and I mean, what a great way to start the night. I mean,
16.
Wadey has been having over 100 averages for most part of this game, just under, and now Gerwyn Price is starting to push on.
Yeah, it's got a bit of everything. We've had 6 180s, you've got the Boo Boys welcoming Gerwen onto the stage, the character that is Gerwyn Price, the machine that is James Wade. Top quality tungsten and a smashing way to get us underway tonight. 5 matches. Price hits another 180. That's 10 in 3 weeks now in the Premier League for Gerwyn Price. Coming up after this, we'll remind you, Ireland's very own Steve Lennon takes to the Dublin stage against Peter Wright.
Well, now, Price has been going low on this double top, needs to overpitch. That's a good guy, just click that barrel. That's unlucky. That's unlucky.
James, you require 167.
Well, this would be a way to get at least 1 point in this match. Treble 19. That leaves him the ball, and he will go for it this time. Oh!
42.
The width of the wire.
Going to require 40.
Width of the wire for Wade. Tops for Price.
Game shot in the 9th leg.
Back in the match.
Gerwyn Price, 10th leg, James.
Back in the game. Good stuff here. Wade averaging 102 now. Price is up at 95.
137.
We remind you, if James Wade holds his throw here, he will be guaranteed at least a draw. But look at this for Gerwyn Price! He's at it again! 4 180s apiece now! And this is just the beginning in Dublin.
Yeah, follow this, lads. I now know why I packed up, Nige.
Yeah. Steve Lennon in the practice room, waiting to take to the stage against Peter Wright. The biggest moment in Steve Lennon's career, in front of 10,000 fans here in Dublin. It's coming up next, after this one.
100.
Yeah, Price's previous 3 darts, I mean, he opened up with a 180, and then he went up and hit 3 bare 20s, but he's put it right this time.
74, James.
Well, someone has really upset him, Nige.
Brilliant. Really putting Wade under pressure here now.
Require 88.
This would level it at 5-all. Needs the ball to level it at 5 apiece. Oh, sensational from Gerwyn Price! How's he found that? Brilliant, brilliant recovery. Levels this opening match tonight at 5 legs apiece in the Premier League.
5-2 down he was. He's rolled off 3 legs on the trot, 2 of those against the throw of James Wade, who's throwing 103 average. Wade's doing nothing wrong, but all of a sudden Price has really stepped his power scoring. He's now up at a 98 average.
You can see it in Price's eyes.
35.
Steely determination. Had that match start to beat Barney 7-2 last week in Glasgow. Blew it. Had to settle for the draw. But it could be a bit of role reversal this time around with a recovery of his own.
Well, he got away with a bad visit, did Price. Needs a couple of trebles just to put some doubt in the Wade throw. Down to the treble 19s.
94.
It just still opens the door for James Wade to fire in nice, doesn't it?
Does indeed. Needs a treble.
60.
Well, it's eluded him there, so Price now looking for a setup. Switching for 19s, and neither player can find a treble here. Just at the deciding moments of this match. Well, just at the vital part of the game, when Premier League points are on the line.
And
The nerves getting to them.
They're now starting to think of the finishing line. Oh, he can't stay there. He's got to go 16s. Yes, he couldn't go near that treble 20. Looked a bit fragile. He's going to get 2 darts to roll off 4 legs on the trot and guarantee himself a point. And at 5-2 down, Nyes the way James Wade was playing, you're thinking, Wadey all the way.
Going require 48.
Needs tops, Price. And he stays unbeaten in the Premier League. Look how important it is to him.
Final leg, James.
That's what it means, all right. Gerwyn Price is assured of a point here in Dublin. Now Wade needs to hold to get a point himself. And that's a 5th 180 and averaging 103.7. Good match to open up.
46.
Superb, absolutely superb. 2 players going hammer and tongs. And the pace is good for both players as well, Nigel. That really does help. Both of them are getting on with it. Looks like Price,
27.
he rolled off the 5 legs on the trot to get, or 4 legs on the trot to get his draw, and all of a sudden it's just gone from him. And Wadey's thinking, well, it's not gone from me.
100.
Yeah, Wade, who's got a win and a defeat under his belt. Can he make it a draw tonight? What a time for another 180 from Gerwyn Price. Leaves 248. Now Wade. Treble 19 leaves double 6. He's gone for the treble 15, leaves double 12. Draw! What a match! 2 great players. Fantastic way to start tonight's Premier League action in Dublin. Gerwyn Price, that was some recovery. 6 all and a point apiece. And we've got Ireland's very own Steve Lennon standing by to take to the Dublin stage. He's next.
And it goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Numbers jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Numbers jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Numbers jump. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Numbers jump.
to open up the night. Gerwyn Price 6, James Wade 6. Up next, Irish hero Steve Lennon against Peter Snakebite Wright. Battle of World Champions, mighty Michael Van Gerwen against Rob Cross. Then Michael Smith, the bully boy, against Daryl Gurney. And rounding off the night, Mensur Suljovic takes on Barney, the 5-time world champion. Great opening match. 103.893 average from James Wade. A fight back from Gerwyn Price. Wade stormed into a 5-2 lead. Gerwyn Price kept his cool. Finished 6 apiece. Both men talking to Rod Studd.
Gerwyn, James, thanks for talking to us. Great way to start the evening with a cracking game 6. Is that a good result or a bad result, fellas?
For me, I think it's a good result. For James, probably bad. He should have won that game. I didn't play well at all, but probably like last week, Barney pinched the point off me and I've pinched the point this week. So,
what do you reckon, James?
I just spoke to him. He thought he didn't play that well. I thought he played really, really well when it really, really mattered. I think he's beat himself up a little bit. At the end of the game, I nicked a point, so I'm quite happy with it. But I think he needs to look at it again, and he played all right.
You pulled a real cracker out of the bag at the end there to secure the point.
It's neither here nor there. The last leg, it's those finishes come easy sometimes, and it was one of those. So I'm happy to get a draw.
You've certainly got your confidence back, Gerwyn, haven't you? I mean, to go behind to James, I think 5-2, I think it was at one point, and to pull a point out of the fire there. You're playing with the swagger again now, aren't you?
yeah, and last week and over the weekend in Wigan, I played really well. I'm scoring well and sometimes bombing doubles. But today I didn't score at all, and 1 or 2 doubles went all right for me. But I might have played all right, but in my head, the way I played on the weekend, I didn't play it at all well today. But I had a point and I'm happy with it.
Yeah, it shows the standard you both set in. Listen, a great game to start the evening. Thanks for talking to us and thanks for the entertainment. Well done.
Entertainment with a capital E to kick off the night. Fantastic display. Gerwyn Price 2nd, James Wade up to 4th position. Have a look at the stats, Rod. Phenomenal display from both men. 10 180s. What do you make of it?
Oh, that was a great way to start the evening, as you said. I mean, James Wade hardly dipped under the 100 average, and at 5-2 up, he was up at 105, and then you thought that he was just going to run away with it. But that's when Gerwyn Price stepped it up. Against the throw, he just kept pounding and pounding, and when he got his chances, he took them. I mean, that was a superb... Last year, Gerwyn Price would have lost that 7-2, 7-3. That's where Gerwyn Price has learnt in front of these big crowds to focus and get going, and the grit and determination got him the draw.
James Wade did well to keep his cool under that sort of pressure, didn't he?
But that's typical James Wade. I mean, how many times do we see that from James Wade? I mean, he took out 220 plus checkouts. The one in the last leg was to get the draw. I mean, that is typical James Wade. I mean, that was a James Wade as the machine. A solid game from start to finish, and to get the draw, Gerwyn Price had to fire in those 4 legs. He was probably about 115 on those 4 legs.
Let's hope that set the standard for the night.
Well, the boys have got to get up here, the rest of them, and say, well, that's what they've done, we've got to carry on. And I think we will. I think we're going to see more ton plus averages, because that's the way the players are playing now.
First time this crowd in Dublin have had one of their own to cheer. Steve Lennon coming next.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be great for this young man. As Wayne said at the top of the show, I hope he gets up and enjoys it. Sometimes it is hard to enjoy when you've got this crowd on your back. They've supported him, not giving him any stick, but he's not witnessed anything like this before. He's a good player. I've known Steve for a good few years. He's come through the system. He's got a great young talent, and this is going to be a baptism.
Cheers, Rod. Steve Lennon against Peter Snakebite Wright. Hits Dublin next.
Come on, watch me. Stay up late. Come on, everybody. We got to call the game. We say, hey, hey, it's a new day. Hey, hey, I'm on my way. I wouldn't stay, even if you made me. Bring on the next phase. I'm gonna go big.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action that comes to you from the fair city of Dublin! Ladies and gentlemen, the Unibet Premier League. And now, it's time to meet the players. And now, ladies and gentlemen, from Ireland, he is the Dutch Masters finalist, our third contender. Ladies and gentlemen, the Shamrock, Steve Lennon!
It's how it's going over the Cork and Gerwyn mountains. I saw Captain Pharaoh and his money he was counting. I first produced my pistol and then produced my radio. I said, stand over and deliver on the devil. He may take you, but you're ready, dumma-do-dumma-da. Wait for my daddy-o. Wait for my daddy.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, the UK Open and German Darts Masters champion. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet Snakebite Peter Wright!
I'm from the city where the stress, yeah, that's slinky. And now I'm doing shows in Helsinki. I know what y'all thinking, you're thinking that you can outthink me, but you can't, frankly. Don't stop the party. Ain't nobody like it. Don't stop the party. I'ma give it to you, now give it to me, I'ma give it to you, now give it to me, Don't stop the party. Ain't nobody like it. Don't stop the party. I'm from the city where the stress, yeah, that's slinky. And now I'm doing shows in Helsinki. I know what y'all thinking, you're thinking that you can outthink me, but you can't.
Both men clad in green tonight, Rod, but the supporting only one man.
Wow, that was incredible. Stevie Lennon must have been shivering with excitement, the noise when he walked up on that stage. Now he's just got to try and calm himself down and focus. Needs to get one of the first two or even first three legs.
He loved that, didn't he?
Oh, well, that's the right thing to do. You want to get 10,000 people, an Irishman going, hold that flag up.
How will Peter Wright cope with this noise?
Well, normally Peter Wright is a player that gets the crowd on his side. They love him wherever he goes in the world. But Peter Wright's very experienced. He's not been playing at the top of his game, so he's got to keep focused in his first couple of legs, because if Lennon does get an early start, then this crowd will get even more on Peter's back and really get Steve Lennon going. So it's important for both players to get off to a good start.
He's only a young man. He's a local lad. It's the biggest match of his life, this, isn't it?
Absolutely. He would not have witnessed anything like this before. I mean, we've watched him come through the system, which is a great system now, to enable these guys to get on this big stage. But the Premier League is something completely different.
Where Marlon Rod stood your commentary team.
Yeah, what a night for the 25-year-old Irishman, Steve Lennon. In front of a packed house here in Dublin, and starting, trying to pack the house on the treble 20. So does it go barrelling in with a maximum, was one of the contenders last week. And we saw a brilliant performance from Chris Dobie in the first week, when he drew with Mensur Suljovic. Is Steve Lennon going to be the first of the contenders to take a win over a man ranked 34 places above him in the world
60.
rankings, Wayne?
Well, he started off well enough. You just want to settle. We saw Chris Dobie get a point out of Mensur Suljovic.
70.
Another contender that was dozer, like Rod said, defeated by Daryl. Can he?
60.
Lives an hour away in Carlo. Great support for him, but he's got to give them something to cheer about as Steve Lennon. As Peter Wright is throwing a new set of darts again. There's the legend, look at him, Bobby George! Wasn't exactly enjoying himself, was he?
140.
Lovely jubbly.
There he is. Scorings for show, doubles for dough, he coined it.
Steve require 101.
Lennon with first crack at a finish. Saw a couple of ton-plus outshots from James Wade in his draw against Gerwyn Price. Not going to see one here from Lennon, maybe from Wright though.
Steve require 106.
Yeah, these can be game changers. .54 for 32. Very deliberate. 32.
90. Stevie requires.
They're a dart that I've not seen Peter use before. So completely new for him.
Double 8. Well, an accidental lead, but a deliberate hit.
Second Peter to throw first. Game on.
Steve Lennon takes the opening leg.
A
relief. That will just ease the nerves. Coming on in front of a packed house here in Dublin. It doesn't make it any easier, Wayne, even if they are all supporting you, does it? And arguably it can make it harder sometimes.
Yeah. The expectation, your want to perform well can sometimes lead to darting disasters. It's easy to put a lot of pressure on yourself, but Steve's a level-headed character with a lot of ability. Reached the quarter-finals of the Players' Championship back in November, and he reached a European Tour final against Michael van Gerwen that he lost in May. He can do it.
81.
And he's got Wright all over the place at the moment. What a leg!
140.
Well, after 9 darts in this leg, he's left 41. And he will have 2 darts at a double to double his lead.
100. Steve require 41.
To break, averaging 106.78. Tops. 11 dart leg.
Third leg, Steve to throw first. Game on.
There was a lot of people saying that contenders won't work. It's a terrible idea. It's an absolute genius idea at the moment.
Well, there's a lot of people also saying, well, it's not a level playing field. I mean, look at Gurney, he's been stitched up, he's got to play Durham. Well, he beat Durham, and then people say, well, Peter Wright's got the easiest one of the lot there, he's playing Steve Lennon, it's a bank of 2
60.
points.
Yeah.
It's not really working out like that, is it?
Yeah, it was a moment of inspiration from Sky Sports. Well done, guys.
100.
Could have done with just another treble. Wright averaging a ton.
Not been too consistent in this Premier League so far. Okay, only 2 weeks down, but
97.
Average 101 first week and 88 the next. Somewhere in between that is Peter's mean game, which is roughly about 96.
96.
Oh, Lennon really should have gone for ball there.
Another to leave double 12.
164. So you require 105.
Oh, now then for 3-0. Tops for 3-0.
Game showing the third leg, Steve Lennon. Fourth leg,
When your day
Gerwyn.
arrives,
Game
when
on.
your biggest day comes and you wake up, you're thinking, come on, let today go well. And you kind of plan the match out in your head, you plan the game.
140.
Steve Lennon would have been thinking, right, if I can just hold, throw, break and then hold and see how it goes from there.
140.
Averaging about a ton, that'll work. He's playing quite beautifully now, averaging 104.87. Nothing about Lennon suggests that he's
100.
overawed, that he's bothered by anything. Peter Wright's averaging 105, and quite frankly, it's just not good enough.
No, he'd won his
59.
previous 3 meetings against Steve Lennon, but that's meaning absolutely nothing at this stage.
Yeah.
Lennon with 2 maximums, 3 out of 4 on the double and 105 finish to boot. All adding up to a 3-0 advantage.
60.
Went the 18s route there off 302 with the finish of 170 in mind. Lennon just dropping below a ton in average.
100.
The contenders, and we know averages are just guides, that's all they are.
140.
The contenders, Dobie average 98, Glyn Durrant 99. Lennon currently 101. Needs a 60, Peter.
45.
Well, 104 to follow the 105, which would make it 4-0, would you believe? Yes, double 12.
92.
That far away from a 4-0 advantage, and even so, Wright has got to clean up the 56. He's only had 1 dart at a double in the match prior to this.
Well, they lack composure. They really did.
Stevie required 12.
He loves it over this side of the board. His darts kind of lean away, he can get this. Oh, wow.
No score.
What an error.
Peter, you required 10.
A let-off.
Well, the busting of double 6 and the hitting of double 5 may change the pattern of the match. It was only a holder throw, though, for Peter Wright.
Yeah, since November, Steve has not had the best of time on tour. OK, there hasn't been too many events, but he was kind of playing well around May, June, July, August time.
97.
Then had that good showing in the Players' Championship that I aforementioned. But he's back at it tonight, that's for sure.
100.
The emerging Irish ace. Can he hit a big one to leave a finish here?
100.
Big enough to leave a big finish. Well, Peter Wright's 3 on a pinhead first maximum leaves 84. That 84 will be to get the match back on throw.
Big moments coming up here. 3-2 or 4-1 possibly. 14 or treble. Bullseye!
59.
Shifted the wire.
Yeah.
Steve requires 62.
The way the match is going by hitting the ball. That was dragged down, but it doesn't matter. Tops
22.
Now I'm convinced he goes for the 36, because off the 52 he hit the 36 in the first leg. Convinced he goes that way for some reason. Don't really agree with it. Double 10. Got to move over. Big dart. Get in the booze.
5. Stevie requires 40.
The crowd letting it know. Look at them. They want this man to win for 4-1.
Double 10, Wright's just missed it. So Steve Lennon, he now wants double 5. He's missed that
30.
as well, as the finishing's getting a little bit edgy.
Petey required 20.
Yeah, he's blown 2 gilt-edged chances in the last 2 legs. Got to be said, Wright's getting away with this. In the 4th leg, Lennon come back for 12 and busted.
Game on.
And in that leg, he was chasing the doubles around, tops, 10s, 5s.
$140. $140.
Can't keep giving the world number 3 chances. That's down to the missed darts at a double, while them averages have dropped. It's a quality affair.
100.
Both clad in green.
Yeah, Steve Lennon's
100.
started to miss darts at double. And it all really started with the busting of double 6 that Wayne was just talking about.
Well, I was just watching Steve behind Peter there. He's just taken a few deep breaths. He's got a good rhythm tonight, though.
161.
Well, it's odds on that this goes 3-all. Is he going to go for it? Yeah, go on then.
136.
Well, back for 25 in a couple of ticks. Peter Wright. Last time he went 5 for double 10. 9 double 8, the usual tactic. What's he going to do now? 5 double 10. And in it goes, and the match level. And he was a dart away from going 4-0 behind. Remember, Lennon missed double 12 for a 104 out, then bust double 6. And since then, Peter Wright has run off 3 straight legs to level the match.
57.
Spot on, Rod. Could have all been so different. That's why the wires are there. Go either side of it. It changes the course of everything. He's now got a settle against Steve Lennon, because he would have felt like that nothing good has happened in the last 5 minutes, which scoreline-wise it hasn't.
100.
So he's still not played that poorly.
$140.
Right, it's just that little bit more consistent.
99.
The World Championship, Steve Lennon got involved in an absolute perler of the match against Alan Norris, which he ended up losing in the deciding leg.
125.
wants another treble. Oh, gets it.
140. Stevie require 120.
Who's going to make the mid-match move here? Will it be Lennon with Shanghai? No. So will it be Wright on 80?
60.
Should get at least 1 dart at double here to go in front for the first time.
For 4 legs on the bounce. Wants it high. Tops. Very, very good indeed.
Wright.
I think he used the flight of the previous 20 as a marker there.
A flag Peter to throw first.
Yeah, expertly done. Lennon not watching what's
92.
going on. Head down, focusing, concentrating.
$96.
Well, he was off to a flyer, wasn't he? But the danger is, Wayne, he's going to be like one of those greyhounds you back, fly out the traps and then fade.
Yes. Yeah.
But he has got time to turn this around here. He's a breakdown, Steve Lennon, but wouldn't take much of the magic he showed in the first 3 legs to get this back on an even keel. Just got to find it.
57.
He had an 11 darter in the second leg. If he can pull something like that out the hat again, he'll be just fine.
109.
Well, I've mentioned how poor Wright's grouping has been in the last few weeks. Some of it seems
96.
very, very good tonight.
89.
As he puts something right. Got to move, has he? No.
73.
Oh, no panic. The snake bite. Have another 3 at that double 8. In fact,
60.
He's got another 6 at it if he wants.
16.
Yeah, since the doubling woes, Lennon's scoring's actually gone now as well. Just panicking a little. He's got to settle down here.
Peter Wright. High flag Steve to throw first.
He looks slightly more concerned than he did when he was 3-0 up, that's for sure. Everything was going so well. Missed that double 12, then the double
93.
hit the double 10 by mistake. The game's changed since then.
Peter Wright with the
135.
act of escapology in that 4th leg has then gone on to win the next 4 as well, throwing some decent darts. But talking of decent darts, as Lennon hits the 3rd maximum and his first since the 3rd leg.
Oh dear, that was one of the latest releases I've ever seen from Peter. When you let go of the dart that little bit late, invariably you kind of drag it down. You miss the optimum point of release. Sometimes a bit painful, actually.
92.
Next up on the hockey, the main event of the evening, as Michael van Gerwen takes on Rob Cross. The defending champion,
45.
world champion,
Steve
world number 1
Gerwen,
against the former world
36.
champion.
Oh yeah. Follow it. Oh.
96.
Excellent setup. It's under extreme pressure here as well, Steve Lennon, having lost the last 5 legs. 39 for 32 left.
149.
Magnifique.
Stevie require 40.
It's horrible when you do shots like that and it may come to absolutely nothing. Gotta go. And does. Quality.
Double top rock stopper there for
Ten
Lennon.
flag Peter to throw first. Game on.
That gets him back in it. And like his famous namesake, Wayne, he's got to regard it as just like starting
96.
over.
Who's that?
go again from 4-5 behind, because he can still nick a point here.
Oh,
He
yeah.
can still win, but nicking a point would be good from 4-5 behind, with his opponent having the throw in 2 of the remaining 3 legs.
140.
Forget averages. I think this is the best I've seen Wright play for a whole match in quite some time. He was doing nothing wrong at 3-0 down, Peter Wright. He was averaging 105. He's now averaging 101. It's just been good, consistent stuff.
57. $96.
Wonder if we'll see these darts next week.
60.
Or they go into the skip with all the others.
100. Video require 148.
Nice start. Very good. Double 14 for a blockbuster.
120.
Well, he missed on the outside, which was wise, because if he'd gone in the inside, he'd be coming back for double 7 next turn. Lennon not within finishing range.
60. Video required 28.
Peter Wright has drawn his 2 matches this season. This is to guarantee
He's on a 10 flag.
that he at least draws.
10 flag Steve to throw first.
That is a point.
Game on.
Oh, they were good, well-thrown darts. Unfortunately, none of them in the treble 20 like he'd hoped.
$140.
Under it here. Literally.
93. $55.
Literally all the players in the Premier League so far have gained points and dropped points, apart from Michael van Gerwen, who has the only 100% record.
Yeah.
97.
No one is pointless.
$83.
Well, through 6 iffy darts by Wright, Lennon is now back in this leg.
100.
And if Lennon wins the leg, it will mean that Wright has got to win the 12th and
64.
final leg to win.
Stephen
Otherwise, it
Wall,
will be another
151.
stalemate for stake bites. Wright hasn't left the finish, so Lennon here.
59.
Well, I was going to say in a comfortable position, but a trebleless visit doesn't really underline that. Well, it's an ordinary leg from Peter Wright here. It's the worst leg he's thrown. 5 visits to the board. He's only scored 401 points. Double 16 for Lennon. Oh, and a 2-dart kill. Means that Peter Wright now has got to hold throw to win.
Game on.
It's funny how things go with a trend and then against it. Back in the day, 92 was always 60-32. Then
140.
For about, I would say, from the year kind of 2000-ish to maybe 3, 4, 5 years ago, it was the bullseye route for
58.
those kind of finishes on 92, 93, 94. Now the players are so good, they're back at the treble. They think they're going to get a double, which is the right way.
81.
And now if they hit single 20, they go double way.
Yep.
Oh, they're going treble. Treble!
Oh dear.
60.
Oh wow. Right, he's got to think about it. That is horrendous.
45.
The second dart should have been for a 57. When he hit the 20 there, he couldn't leave a shot out. That. Okay, look, his mind might be mush. He's playing in front of 10,000 people. He's never done that before. But that was poor counting.
100.
They can still rectify it. Because at this stage, that 120 is not to be confused with an easy outshot for Peter Wright.
60. Here you require 120.
Troublous visit. It was unlucky again for the match. Got to move right. What a dart. Got to move back. For his first win in this year's Premier League.
80. Steve, you require 158.
Well, this would make his walk-on at the start of the match appear like it took place in silence. Oh, he's looked for the second one for the double 19. It didn't materialise.
Are those the last darts Lennon will throw as a contender in this year's Premier League?
Okay.
Yes, they will be. Peter Wright beats Steve Lennon by 7 legs to 5. The young Irishman, he relished the challenge, he relished the experience, and he's given the 10,000 Dubliners something to cheer about. Here, 4 180s, a 105 finish, and 11 darts are thrown in there. He played really well. Unfortunately, Wright was just that little bit better. It all equates to a Wright 7-5 win. Coming next, we have Rob Cross and the world champion, world number 1, Michael Van Gerwen.
Stop your feet. Every nation in the street. Big dreams are from the door. Come and settle down, are you ready for more? Are you ready for more?
Darting delight in Dublin. 6 apiece between Gerwyn, Price and James Wade. Price was 5-2 down in that one. Battling display from Steve Lennon. Peter Wright sneaking a win, 7-5. Up next, Battle of the World Champions. Michael Van Gerwen against Rob Cross. Then Michael Smith takes on Daryl Gurney. And rounding off the night, Mensur Suljovic against 5-time world champion Raymond van Barneveld. Steve Lennon got a hero's reception. The boos for Peter Wright. Lennon stormed into a 3-0 lead. Wright battled back for a 7-5 victory. Both men speaking to Nigel Pearson.
Congratulations, fellas, a terrific game. Let's start with you, Steve. First of all, we've got to ask you, what about that for an experience? Talk us through the walk-on and your emotions.
It was absolutely pins and needles. Like, the crowd here and the atmosphere was absolutely fantastic. Couldn't have asked for a better reception, to be fair.
Peter, it really made you work hard there. You've pulled through in the end.
Yeah, I got away with it. Steve played really well. Obviously, he can play a lot better than that, and you know, he could go for 180 or 140 and then just follow with 2 60s, but he won't do that in the future. You know, that's a brilliant experience for Steve, and I think I was more nervous than he was.
You were 3-0 up, of course, Steve. You made a great start, just couldn't quite see the job through.
Yeah, I didn't expect to get many chances when at 3-0 up, like, but it was kind of. Yeah, no, but I mean, like, but I kept missing doubles. It was kind of thought about too much from 3-0. Kind of should have just relaxed, really. But
you did miss for the first half of the match. You didn't give me a chance.
Peter, we've got to say as well, what an experience for Steve tonight.
He's played on telly a few times before. He's pushed Michael and everything. He's beaten Michael in the past and stuff like that. This man can play darts, and I'm honoured to play him in his home country on this stage.
Yeah, well done, great words. And Peter, we've got to say congratulations, a big win for you, and good luck for the rest of the tournament.
Well, at least I won a draw.
Well done, Steve.
Thanks.
Did himself proud, Steve Lennon. Stormed into a 3-0 lead. 4 180s and 11 darter. A 105 checkout along the way. Peter Wright moves up to 3rd place, unbeaten so far, 1 win, 2 draws. Steve Lennon, great reception. And he started so brilliantly.
He really did. He settled in, and that's kind of what you're looking for. When you're coming in as a contender, you've got one game to prove how good you are. And it's so difficult. You want to play to the crowd, you want to do everything right, you want to do everything perfect, and you want to hit 180s and take out 170s. Well, he took out a 105, he hit an 11 darter, as you said, 4 180s. Unfortunately, just tailed off towards the end, but the crowd was superb for him. They really were. They give him every order and they give him all the encouragement. Peter did well to deal with it, I've got to say. That's the best I've seen Peter Wright, not towards the end, but the first 7 or 8 legs I thought Peter Wright was excellent.
Steve Lennon has to build on that now, doesn't he?
He does, and I think he will. As you could see in the interview, he's a cool character. He's not the type to get that flustered. And you saw him kind of, I was watching him as Peter was throwing, just taking deep breaths, looking down at the floor, not kind of getting involved in what was happening. And if he feels that's the way forward and that helps him, which it seems to, then carry on.
Up next, the main event of the evening, Michael Van Gerwen against Rob Cross. Yeah. Rob Cross fancies his chances tonight, doesn't he?
I think he should. I think he's playing great. I really do. I noticed it in week 1. There was something just about his action that was easier. It was, for a man that's playing in his 3rd year as a professional, 2nd year, 3rd year as a professional, it's hard to say that he's playing like he did when he first come on the scene, but he really is. He seems to have that weight of being world champion. Now that's off him. He seems free again. And I've just been watching his mannerisms and just the way he's been going about his work. He looks a tough nut to crack again. Michael's going to have to play better than last week, like he did against Mensur, otherwise I think he'll get beat.
Away from the TV cameras, Van Gerwen got a 9 darter the other day. He didn't hit a 180.
Yeah, I can't remember the scores for the life of me, but he just seems to do that kind of nonsense on a daily basis. He's now, I'm not going to say he's playing the best darts of his life, but he's winning with ease. We watched it in the World Championships, no one got near him. Watched him in the Masters, no one got near him. These events that are happening at weekends, no offence, they're not this. They are not this. It's like a different sport. But he finds a way of winning there as well. He's playing the darts that the others can't match, apart from, in my opinion, Rob Cross and Michael Smith when he's playing well. I think this is going to be something special.
Should be very special. Coming next, mighty Michael van Gerwen against Rob Cross, a battle of the world champions.
Yeah, as for me, you're my team. There's no I in it, I bring in all my team. Gas when they saw my team. Even the bouncers bounce when they saw my team. Who do you wanna holler? Who do you wanna never know? Don't be a sheep when you can be the GOAT. Greatest of all time and you never know. Don't show up to my show if you've got no energy.
Dublin, are you ready for dance?
Cosmopolitan darting feast here in Ireland.
Michael van Gerwen is simply sensational. Oh my word!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the action as we come to you live on Sky Sports from the fair city of Dublin! The Unibet Premier League brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. Live on Sky Sports as we welcome the millions of viewers joining us around the world. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, the world number 2 in his second Premier League. Ladies and gentlemen, the former champion of the world, multi, Rob. Now, ladies and gentlemen, time to meet the world number one, the reigning and defending four-time Premier League champion and the newly crowned three-time champion of the world, mighty Michael
Everyone's got the smartphone out, taking a picture of Michael Van Gerwen's walk on there, Rod. He's the main man. He's got a 100% record so far. Can Rob Cross stop him tonight?
He certainly can. When you look at the stats say yes, he can. We know he's got the quality and the ability. But at the moment, Michael is starting to dominate, and the one person that can stop that is Rob Cross. And stopping it tonight gives everybody else that little bit of a chance. Oh, well, perhaps Michael is beatable. But Rob has got to get out of the gate a bit quicker. He's got to get into his rhythm, because Michael on a run is extremely hard to beat.
His average is 103.57 and 102.58 the last 2 weeks. Brilliant from Cross.
Absolutely, but sometimes the averages, it doesn't mean you're doing it at the right times. He's got to find those exceptional darts at crucial times and close out legs when he gets the chance. He cannot afford to miss anything, because hoping that Michael Van Gerwen's a little bit off his form doesn't normally happen.
You can see from the body language they both mean business tonight, don't they?
Oh, the walk-ons, you can see them are both focused. It both means a little bit extra to each other.
Wayne Mardle and Nigel Pearson in commentary.
Thanks, Dave. The clash of world champions in Dublin is here and now. Can anybody stop this man? Michael Van Gerwen in stunning form. 2 wins under his belt in the Premier League so far against Michael Smith and Mensur Suljovic. And Rob Cross, unbeaten in 2 Premier League outings, a draw with Peter Wright and a win over James Wade. It was only his debut last year, of course, for Rob Cross in the Premier League. But this fella, Michael Van Gerwen, is the man to beat everywhere, not just in Dublin, everywhere he goes, he's the man to beat right now.
Yeah, he is indeed. He wins more than he loses this year. But Rob Cross is starting to look like the man that won the world title just, 15 months ago, 14 months ago. Van Gerwen knows that if he plays like he did last week against Mensur Suljovic, which wasn't poor, by the way, it was just poor for Michael Van Gerwen. But if he plays like that again, it's likely he'll get beat.
98.
As Michael leaves his favourite finish. The big fish. Bullseye!
145. Rob, you require 167.
Yeah, Rob Cross, who averaged 102.5 in his win over James Wade in Glasgow last week. Back up the board, and Van Gerwen is going to be back for 25 to first leg of this match. Here we go. Double 8 the target.
21.
Missed double 8, missed double 4.
Requires 70.
Ironically, those were the darts at double he missed to beat Rob Cross in the World Championship semi-final that he lost when Rob won it.
Yeah, here comes the long pause as he prepares for a shot at the double. One dart in hand, Van Gerwen waiting on double 2.
54.
Well, he saw how awkward that was.
Michael, you require 4.
I've got to say, I think he maybe could have gone to the left and not moved quite so far.
Game shown of first leg.
Okay, we all thought the first leg would end on double one, didn't we?
Of course. Well, Michael van Gerwen got there in the end. And next week,
58.
Van Gerwen faces James Wade in Exeter. Rob Cross is up against Daryl Gurney. Starting to take shape, the Premier League. Third week here in Dublin. A terrific crowd once again. Always a packed house here at the 3 Arena.
48.
Rob's got to be careful here. Already let Michael in.
96.
Yeah, these two met 3 times in the Premier League last year. Twice in the league phase and once in the playoffs, in the semi-finals. Michael won all 3, 7-2, 7-2, 10-6. So some hidings in there. And he's going to have to improve on what's happening right now. This could be another one.
Yeah, Michael believes that he gets into the head of players because of who he is. He's the best player in the world, and he believes that his opponents sometimes psychologically are up against him because of the very fact that he is Michael van Gerwen. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, everyone's fearful of the world's best player no matter what. And because for one reason,
65.
They know they're not as good as said world number 1, said world's best player, which happens to be Michael van Gerwen right now. There's no better feeling than knowing you're a better player than your opponent. And Michael knows he's the best player. Tops for 2-0. That's a break.
Well, he made it look so easy there. Michael van Gerwen. Rob Cross ahead of the match saying he feels as though he's very fresh and more like his old self, but he's going to have to go above and beyond to beat this fella, because the reigning champion, world champion, Michael van Gerwen, is relentless. 100.6 average. And remarkably, Wayne, we're yet to see a 180 from either player.
97.
Every seat into the third leg.
Stays up the board, Rob Cross. Now this would be a good time for the first.
Straight through the middle. Michael left 165 in the last leg.
58.
Still a shake of the head from van Gerwen, not totally satisfied, but he's averaging 97. He averaged against Suljovic last week 99.8. 7-3 win. But when he beat Michael Smith on opening night in Newcastle, he was averaging 105.
Yeah, that 99 last week was only the 5th time in 50 Premier League matches that he'd averaged under 100.
We're back in Aberdeen in a couple of weeks. Remember the 1-2-3.4?
Requires 74.
Vaguely.
Double 16, no problem. 3-0. Wow, Michael van Gerwen
to throw first.
is again in top form here, and Rob Cross all of a sudden is under big pressure to hold his throw.
Yeah, he's under pressure, Nigel, because he's not playing well. He's only had 2 darts at a double, averaging 91, so that just gives you an indication. Wow, that was slack.
40.
Michael's won 9 of the last 11 meetings. Obviously, the aforementioned World Championship semi-final is in there, but Rob also beat Michael in the Brisbane Masters final. He's a big-time player, Cross. He's very good on the stage. Doesn't fear anyone or anything.
140.
Yeah, Rob admitted that the pressure of being world champion was difficult at times. The constant expectation is what he said. And of course, the likes of MVG, Gary, more experience on the big stage over a number of years.
135.
And the Rob Cross story is a remarkable one, really, when you think about everything that he's achieved, really, in a short space of time.
Yeah, I agree. It's just a shame he had a poor year last year as world champ, because the nonsense was starting then, wasn't it? Oh, he's not very good. He's a one-hit wonder.
Flash in the pan.
Yeah, just what people say, I suppose.
98. Robbie require 148.
Said he was shattered at the end of last year, and he wasn't actually ready to be world champion.
Yeah. Well, oh yeah, another. Oh, he'd have fancied that.
92. Marco require.
If this
88.
goes cross, he's in even more bother. Double 18. So cool, so cool.
Goodness me. Van Gerwen's making it look quite simple here. 4-zip, 100.2 average now. And 50% finishing. And here he goes. Is this the first 180 of the match? Right on cue. He is absolutely in top form here. What is going through the mind of Rob Cross from here?
Well, he's, I'm not going to say he's panicking a little, he's just pushing a little. He wants it all to, he wants to get back the deficit right now, and you can't. You can only do one leg at a time.
Well, the other thing to consider as well, Wayne, when we're talking about a league table, legs difference, that type of thing, you know, can come into play, it can mean the difference.
And it always does come into play.
Yeah, exactly.
16.
Well, he's looking like a beaten man in this leg right now.
Looks like he just wants to get off the stage.
Yeah.
16.
But he's not the only person that has felt like that against Michael van Gerwen.
No.
Need Rob to really dig deep here. You know, when he has that slight smile on his face, it's almost as if to say, well, I know I'm getting an absolute battering here, and there's not a lot I can do about it. And he's way behind now. It's looking all like it's going to be 5-0 for MVG.
82.
25 needed then for Van Gerwen for a 5-0 lead. There's a single 9, leads double 8, no problem. 5-0 he leads. And now Van Gerwen has got to be thinking about the 7-0 way.
Yeah. He's beaten Phil Taylor 7-0. He's beaten James Wade 7-0.
48.
Adrian Lewis 7-0.
Not a bad bunch of players there.
Wow.
Look at him, he's at it all right. Can anything stop him? 103 average, Michael van Gerwen now.
137.
And looking set fair for 3 wins on the bounce. Here he goes again. Second 180 of the night for Michael van Gerwen. Pushes his average up to almost 106 now.
I know it's only a one-game sample, I know that, and Rob Cross is playing poor.
100.
But it just illustrates the difference between the world #1 and the rest. 107.35.
Not bad.
Scoring well. Combination finishes of 174, 88. And all Cross can do is hit a 180 and hope he gets another shot.
36.
Double 18, 6-0. Van Gerwen will remain unbeaten tonight in the Premier League. And now holds his throw. He will have 3 wins on the bounce. And he is
100.
Going about his business magnificently. 105.89. Couple of 180s now. The only 3 180s. One for Rob Cross, 96. I should say. And Rob Cross has only had 2 darts at a double all match.
Yeah, he's just not competed at all. I did not see this happening. Michael is trying so hard to inflict a bagel on Cross, a zilch on Cross.
Bagel? I like that.
I think it's an American thing. I pulled it from somewhere.
136.
Bagels American.
That's what they say. I don't even know that.
You learn something new every day.
Yeah. Well, Michael van Gerwen.
Here he goes, Van Gerwen. Will he fill it up? Well, 140 keeps the pressure on Cross for the 7-0. Cross not on a finish. And it could be curtains any time now.
95. Michael requires 68.
For a whitewash. Didn't think I'd be saying that. Double 4.
No score.
A reprieve for Cross.
Rob, you require 70.
Rob Cross, this is your moment to avoid the whitewash. Hits the single 18, 20 leaves double 16. To avoid the whitewash, big shot. Oh, he gets it.
Shot in his 7th leg.
Some consolation for Rob Cross.
8th leg.
Michael van Gerwen is angry.
Yeah, he's livid. He left that feeling in his stomach of, I had it there, I had it, and I couldn't do it. He's not satisfied with winning 7-1, 7-2. That kind of doesn't mean anything. 7-0 would have meant something. Goes down in the history books as another rampant win.
Looks like a football goalkeeper who's conceded a goal in the 98th minute
57.
and fails to keep a clean sheet. That's how angry he is.
Has it gone to the 98th minute because VAR has held things up?
Don't start.
I'm just saying.
80.
A few injuries.
120 minutes a game, yeah, fantastic.
It's another debate for another day. Stick to the darts.
No, now!
Let's stick to the darts.
If you are a Rob Cross fan or Rob Cross, of course you're pleased that he won that leg, but he's just not competed against this man. It's not over yet, and he can only take one leg at a time. But Cross has just not looked that sharp.
Yes, it will be surely nothing more than consolation for Rob Cross. Van Gerwen now looking to really heap the pressure on. What a lovely second dart. What a setup.
So nonchalant.
111.
So nonchalant. This has to go. Otherwise, Van Gerwen will be coming back for 32. 60 for 32. Can he hit this for the second time in the match and win his second leg?
95. Michael
Could be curtains.
32.
Van Gerwen for 7-1. Double 8. Oh, a little squeak for Rob Cross. He's coming back. Van Gerwen will be absolutely kicking himself here now.
What?
Wayne, come back.
I hark back to the World Championship semi-final where Michael just couldn't finish him off. And at the moment, he just can't finish him off. I wonder. I wonder. Look, comeback has to start somewhere. It's, who knows? Highly unlikely, we know that.
Yeah, I suspect Van Gerwen has gone from being a happy, contented world champion tonight to one who slightly niggled.
Yeah.
34.
He'll probably still get the job done, but he'll be a little bit niggled by the fact that he should have been a 7-0 winner.
Well, Michael van Gerwen has won the league phase. All 6 years he's played in this Premier League. That's just an incredible thing to do, an incredible 54. Achievement. He's top at the moment. If he can convert this leg, it will be 3 wins from 3, 6 points. But also, he will inflict yet another 7-2 win over Cross.
But he's not happy right now, Van Gerwen. He'll feel a little bit happier after that. But whatever happens here, when Rob Cross hit that first leg on the board for him. Van Gerwen's reaction.
Wow,
My goodness, angry man.
76.
Such is a high standard. 8 for the match. More
68.
match darts blown away.
107.
What on earth?
Yeah. This is doable. Double 16 for 6-3 and a break.
91.
Well, he's shaking his head before and he's been back.
Michael, you require 8.
Well, this is Van Gerwen now for 4 for the match. Another match start. No mistake that time. A shake of the head and an ironic smile from Rob Cross. Great sports, both of them. But it's Michael Van Gerwen who maintains his unbeaten record. 3 wins out of 3 in the Premier League. He beats Rob Cross 7 legs to 2.
What we want is hard work, and no football club is ever successful without hard work.
It's infectious, this sort of family spirit that goes right through the club.
I become occupied, and I got this obsession again that Manchester United were going to the top.
The team mirrors its manager because they reflect a lot of what you are in your life and what you believe in.
Quite simply, the biggest rivals in English football. Super Sunday this week, Manchester United against Liverpool, live from Old Trafford, 1 p.m. on Sky Sports Premier League. Exciting football, exciting darts, 6 apiece between Gerwyn Price and James Wade in our opening match. Hit a snake bite right. 7-5 victory over Steve Lennon, who took a 3-0 lead. Michael Van Gerwen was going for the whitewash, ended up with a 7-2 win over Rob Cross. Up next, the bully boy Michael Smith against Daryl Gurney. And rounding off the night, Mensur Suljovic takes on Barney. Rob Cross smiling there, but wasn't smiling for long. Michael Van Gerwen stormed into a 6-0 lead. Cross out of sorts. Van Gerwen closing out the victory 7-2. He's talking to Rod Stud.
Michael, well done. Listen, normally a 7-2 win over Rob Cross, you'd be bouncing off stage thinking that's really good and I'm really pleased, but just look at your face, the last 2 or 3 legs has taken the shine off it a little bit, has it?
Yeah, I think that my finishing was incredible in the beginning of the game, and I wasn't playing perfect, but Rob, I think he played the worst game out of his 3 performances in this Premier League, and they need to take advantage, and I had the advantage to maybe win 7-0, but I missed 2 darts on double 4, wasn't even close, I lived closer than that, but yeah, then it gets harder and harder because you want to get the game over the line and it gets more difficult for yourself, but yeah, and then, of course he's going to do something back, but I'm glad I hit the finish on the end.
Yeah, sure. Listen, you've had 3 Premier League whitewashes before, and I know you would have loved a 4th one, and that's the way you play the game, isn't it? You want to win every match 7-0, it's a ruthless mentality.
You need to have a ruthless mentality, otherwise you cannot be in the position where I'm in the moment. You need to be ruthless for anyone, and whoever they are, it's a one-man game, and you need to perform as good as you can, and I'm trying all the time. I try to get better all the time. It's hard because the field is quite strong, and but a win is a win, and you need to also be happy about that.
Sure, you're top of the league, you've won every game, no one's won every game. Just one other thing, you keep hitting these 9 darters away from the TV cameras. Now, come on now. You must be due one in the Premier League. Are you saving up for next week, are you?
I hope so. I think I'm going to hit one in this Premier League. I think, yeah. I love to play in front of crowds like this. Yeah, here in Dublin, they've been phenomenal, but everywhere I come, if they support me or not, I like to perform, and yeah, that drives me. That gives me motivation for also the rest of the season, and yeah, the only thing where you can be is a happy man.
Good man, well played for that, Michael. Well done. Thanks for joining us very much.
He used his confidence, he used his ability, and he's flying high. Top of the league, Michael Van Gerwen. Selfies everywhere you look, people trying to get them. 3 wins out of 3, 100% record. Rob Cross sits to 5th place. He was disappointed he didn't get the whitewash there, Rob.
Yeah, well, that's what he wanted, but that's what people like Michael Van Gerwen do. I mean, Brissy did it in his day, Phil Taylor. They want to send out a statement, and Rob Cross is the 2nd favourite. And what better way to send out a statement to frighten everybody than to thrash the 2nd favourite?
Rob Cross played poorly by his standards there, didn't he?
Yeah, I have to say, very poorly. I mean, his rhythm seemed to be all over the place, and then when he went 4-0 down and 5-0 down, you can see him panicking in his throw. First dart was going low too many times, and you're getting your range from that first dart, so you've got to get it just above the treble or in the top of the treble to make sure the throw is fluent. Rob Cross didn't do that, and he'll be very disappointed because he's been playing well up until that match.
Next up, Michael Smith against Daryl Gurney. Could be quite a tough one to call this one, couldn't it?
I think it is. I've said it's going to be a draw. I mean, you've got 2 prolific scorers on that treble 20, but also they both missed doubles at crucial times, so we're going to see both a lot of 180s possibly, but we're going to see those doubles missed at times as well. And you know, they're 2 of the raw talents of the game, and when you get 2 raw talents going head to head, anything could happen.
What will happen? Smith against Gurney hits the stage next.
Fireworks, all right.
Huge start for a big-time player. This is sheer quality.
the pace of Michael Smith. Amazing!
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the fair city of Dublin and the Unibet Premier League. It's brought to you by the Professional Darts Corporation. We are live on Sky Sports. And now for the thousands in attendance and the millions that are joining us around the world, it's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, the Premier League and World Championship finalist, the Shanghai Darts Master, and ladies and gentlemen, the former World Youth Champion, that is, the bully boy, Michael Smith! And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the Players' Championship Finals and the winner of the Grand Prix, ladies and gentlemen, Super G Daryl Gurney.
Good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe there never was, but now I'm warm, touching warm, reaching out, touching me, touching you. Caroline, good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe there never good times never seem so good. I've been inclined to believe there never was.
The Dublin crowd in good voice. And Gurney was in good form last week, smashed in 2 121 finishes, 7-3 victory over Glen. More of the same from him would be good, wouldn't it?
Yeah, he played really well. The scoring was decent, the finishing was brilliant. Michael Smith's been kind of not at his best in this Premier League. It was hard to start playing Michael Van Gerwen in the first week. Last week playing Peter Wright, Michael, he blew it. He got the draw, okay, it was a point, but he really does need to get a win on the board, and this is an important game.
Yeah, it puts a bit of pressure on him in 1 point so far, doesn't it?
It does, and people think, look, we're only 2 weeks in. Hold on, this is the third week. You start going winless into week 4 or 5, then panic starts to set in, and you've got to be careful. So this is an important week, obviously, for both, but I think more so for Michael Smith. I think Daryl might be slightly more happier with the way things are going.
You're fancying a draw here, aren't you?
I do, yeah. I'm finding it hard to kind of split them. The last 3 meetings have been a win each and a draw. So it tells me that there's not much between these two.
Thanks, Wayne. Rod Harrington and Rod Stood, your commentary team.
Thanks, Dave. Yes, fascinating contest here, difficult one to pick. Can Daryl Gurney keep up the good work from last week, or can Michael Smith post his first win of the campaign? Last year, you may remember, he got off to an absolute flyer. He won his first 4 matches in the Premier League in 2018, and that sequence of successes included a 7-4 win over Daryl Gurney. That was in week 2 in Cardiff last year. Who do you fancy in this one, Rodney?
Well, I've got to go with Wayne. I've said all week, I think this is going to be a draw. Honestly, I've got 6-all. We talked about Michael Smith, or you did about last year, but what he did last year, Rodders, was he took the chances, didn't he? He got let off in a couple of games, but he pinned those doubles under pressure and took out a few good checkouts, which he's not doing that at the moment. And I agree with Wayne again, if he doesn't get a win tonight, all of a sudden the pressure's starting to pile on him.
96.
He was a frustrated figure in Glasgow, Michael Smith. He was in command of the game. He should have won, he could have lost. And that's the way to start. That's the big hitting Michael Smith we've come to know and love. His 9th maximum of the 2019 Premier League.
140.
Gurney, who was top of the 180 stats in the Premier League last year, has only had 2 so far. In fact, drew a blank in the first week, which is rare indeed.
Yeah, it weren't the finest of performances, but last week against Glenn Durant, and you know, a lot of people fancied Durant to win that
98.
match, but he turned up, and 7 out of 9 on those doubles when you've got that in your locker. But Smith needs to set this up. A visit without a treble is not going to be what he wanted. May only get a dart at the bullseye, so Gurney has got chances of a break in this first leg.
84.
Well, he missed the ball or the outer ball.
86.
2 at double 16, and that's the way to do it. A 14-dart leg, 14-dart holder throw from Michael Smith.
Game on.
Takes the opening leg.
And that's exactly what he wanted to do. A clean kill in that first leg. Just settles the nerves. We know he's a prolific scorer. They both are. And the last thing you want to do is start hitting some big scores and messing around on doubles and giving your opponent a chance. But Smith's not done that. First blood goes to the bully boy.
Last year's Premier League runner-up. The World Championship runner-up. Now expected off the back of those performances to be competing
99.
Right at the business end of every televised tournament, and that brings its own expectancy. Runner-up at the World Series of Darts.
135.
With that expectancy, the longer you go on without nailing a biggie, the more people question whether you will, Rod. You go into a different facet, don't you?
You're totally right, Rod. Yes. You start to expect too much out of yourself, and then all of a sudden you start missing when you know you shouldn't, and you start giving away games like last week. You know, he felt he should have won. You're thinking, well, what's going on? And instead of just staying totally focused, you know, you're all over the place at times. And we know what Smith can do, as he showed it just there.
89.
89 left. Smith now going off favourite every time he plays, apart from against Marco van Gerwen. Bull.
64. Michael, you require 67.
For 2-0 here, off the back of the maximum, Michael Smith can get 2 at a double, at double 8. In it goes.
He's showing a second leg.
That's a real bit of burglary on the board from Michael Smith on the back of the well-timed maximum. He goes 2 up.
Game on.
The 180 put the pressure on Daryl Gurney. And that's the second leg on the trot that Smith
100
has nailed a good check out. 86 in the first with 2, and then the 68 with 67 with 3.
Now a little bit of pressure for Gurney, because with Smith throwing first in the match, he's only got to hold his strong. Suddenly you're 3-0 down and a race to 7. You take a look at the board, you think, right, work to do.
Yeah, that was a good leg to win that for Michael Smith. And some meaty averages already. And that will make them go higher, higher, higher. To 110 and change for Gurney, who's 2 adrift, remember.
56.
Yeah, it's a good leg from Gurney. You're 2-0 down, you have got to break back straight away. 96.
79. No, he required 96.
Going to get possibly 6 darts from here, but he needs to wrap it up in 3. Just give him that extra air of confidence. Dodgy second dart, that, because he could have easily glanced into a 5 or a 1. I don't understand him leaving 8 though, Rodders. You know, you split the 4s, you're coming down to those 2s and 1s. For me, that's not a good breakdown. If he pins it, all well and good.
Well, he had the option of going double-double on that previous turn. Didn't choose that, and it matters not now. The debate is over.
4th leg, Daryl chooses
Gurney has broken
first.
back. Now he has the darts looking for a 2 each scenario. There was a draw between them in the second phase of the Premier League last year.
86.
As I mentioned, Smith won the opening meeting 7-4. But already in the embryonic Premier League table, Michael van Gerwen has set off into the distance with 3 wins out of 3, and everybody else has dropped at least 1 point. And so 46. Even at this early stage, and bearing in mind that 16 games will be played by the players all told by the end, it looks like one of these spots at the top table is already taken, Rodney, doesn't it? So the other 8 players are battling for 3 places.
Totally agree, and especially, you know, that win over Rob Cross. He was the second, well, he's the second favourite, and he made short work of him. It kind of sends out a statement, and you know, Michael has dominated the game for well over a couple of years now, and someone has got to step up. I mean, Gary Anderson is the one player that really can hack it with Michael at his best, and of course he's had to pull out through back problems. So who else can do it?
Well, Daryl Gurney can, 59. Because he beat Michael van Gerwen, didn't he, at the Players' Championship Finals final. Most exhilarating victory in Minehead towards the back end of 2018.
170.
Now then, talking of Van Gerwen, here's the 170 out for Gurney. Saw Van Gerwen miss the bull for it earlier tonight in his
130.
comprehensive win.
Michael 154.
Well, another one of those, leaves double top. Oh, that's unlucky, just north of that double top. 40. Gurney comes back for the same double. Chasing down to the 10s. 2 legs apiece, and that's good darts from Daryl Gurney, getting back from 2-0 down.
Game on.
Puts him right back in this match.
Yeah, Smith rattled the wire of double top, didn't he, with that 154 bid, but it did not rattle Daryl Gurney, who's come from 2-0 adrift to level at 2 apiece.
100. $134.
Going back to Michael van Gerwen, though, he even wins when he doesn't look like he's playing well. And Taylor used to be so good at that, didn't he? And that's the frightening thing for the other players. They've got to find that little bit extra if they're to topple him.
101. 140.
Well, that leaves him out of finishing range with the single. So Smith here, I'm sure, will go for it if he hits 2 trebles. We'll never know. I suspect the St Helens showman would have still fancied a pop at the bull. Well, that makes an interesting rod, doesn't it?
Yeah, it certainly does. I mean, Smith may only get 1 dart at a double. If he hits the treble as 2, it is only going to be 1. Double top. And again,
32.
I think that's in the same hole of that previous. 32. I mean, that is a millimetre away. However, it's not in. Opens the door. This will be for 3 legs on the spin for Daryl Gurney. 3 legs on the spin it is. Odd darts at a double miss from Michael Smith in the last 2 legs.
Game on.
However, is the one who's 3-2 down.
Well, agony for Michael Smith because his 2 attempts at double top in the 4th and 5th leg were well thrown darts and missed by millimetres. Gurney pounced, and now he underlines the 3-leg winning streak with a 2nd maxi. Well, that's hanging on, Michael. Dare you throw it? Oh, dare he throw it? It was clinging on, wasn't it?
That was such a good dart because it looked like he aimed for the left-hand side of the treble to keep it away from that other dart. But yes, it was brilliant.
140.
A brilliant opening to this leg from both players. You can see that 2nd dart was ready to fall out.
140.
Magic darts from Michael Smith. We've had 5 maximums in the match. We're in the 6th leg.
Well, there's the opening that Bully Boy needed.
Brilliant. 141.
After 9 darts, he wants double top. But will he come back to the board? Will he come back to the board? Double 10 will say he won't. Double 10 it is from Daryl Gurney. What a leg of dart. Smith wanting 40 after 9 and never gets another visit.
Well, Michael Smith, the supreme sportsman, just moved to applaud and congratulate his opponent with the fist bump. But Michael Smith here in the last few legs can count himself, unfortunately. He's wired double top twice to see Gurney go out straight away, and then with that maximum early in the leg and then the beautiful 1-4-1 setup to leave tops, Gurney going out on the 140. Well, you have to hand it to the Northern Irishman. Sensational stuff. And the timing par excellence.
Well, a lot of the time it is the timing, and certainly Daryl Gurney pulled that leg right out of the bag, the 140, and he's not stopping. He's not stopping. 180 number 3, 6 in total for the match. We talked about prolific power scorers, and certainly they're living 40. Up to that.
Well, Gurney, remember, last year was right on the cusp of qualification for the finals. Still ranked, world ranked number 5. Beat Van Gerwen in that Players' Championship final that I mentioned, and still really not being talked up as a possible semi-finalist, but
59.
Has to be in the mix. If he carries on like this, he won't just be in the mix, he'll be in the 4 tops.
18.
Well, the best time to miss is when your opponent's nowhere near a finish, so he's got 3 more.
Absolutely. And the best thing about it is that he's missed 54. Above, so he's coming back for the tops again.
40.
And Smith has still not really put any pressure on, making it quite easy for Gurney. Good guide. Well, we see Daryl Gurney, take out 140 to kind of nick a leg. Can Smith take out the 156?
60. Daryl, you required 20.
The concern for Gurney is that he's missed tops 5 times out of 5 in the match. Can he rely on double 10 to bail him out? Can he? Can't. Well, in this leg now, he's missed 8 darts.
Michael, you require 96.
And a double to go 5-2 up. Double 18 says he won't get another. So does double 9. But neither are coming up with the right answer. So Gurney, who's missed 8 to close the door in this leg, will get another 3.
10.
Massive chance for Smith. I mean, 21 darts thrown. He's only had 2 darts at a double, so with that scoring power he possesses, not great in this leg. Oh, double 1 now. Bound to hit it after hitting the treble. No, so he's missed again.
Michael,
Mind you,
you
double 9 rodder's not the
18.
best double on the dartboard. Got to attack it with the first. Finally,
on the 7th flag, Michael Smith. A flag,
Daryl Gurney
Daryl to throw first.
Missed 10 darts at a
Game
double,
on.
and you can call it 11 if you like, because he had to use another dart to split the 5 he'd left after coming inside double 5, and in the end Michael Smith somehow managed to win that leg.
81.
Closes the gap to 4-3. He's still a break and throw down, but that's a lot better than the situation could have been.
140.
Well, certainly now kicking off with a 140. This is where Gurney's got to get that leg out of his head.
99.
Could have been, or should have been 5-2 up. Can Smith take advantage of that bit of luck that he's had?
60. $57. $131. $140. Michael, you require 170.
Crucial moments here. Smith won't go, but he will leave 65. So Gurney now, who had that magical 140 to go 4-2 up, needs treble 18 for the bull. Needs the bull to go 5-3.
99.
Well, Smith wants to find the 25 and not the bull, and I can assure you he'd be aiming at the bull, because that red bit, no, that's a beautiful 25. A little bit rushed on that, but he pins the double 10, and it's 4-all. Gurney is looking down to the floor thinking, what has happened?
Michael to throw
Could have
first.
already had a point on the board here.
Game on.
And it's 4 legs apiece.
Well, if Daryl Gurney doesn't win this match, that 7th leg will haunt him. He was 4-2 up. He squandered 10 darts at a double to go 5-2. Smith nicked the leg. Gurney's just missed the bullseye
140
to go 5-3, and Smith has levelled it up at 4 each, and is now looking to take full advantage.
180.
His 4th maxi.
This is where it shows how much of a hardened professional you are. And Daryl Gurney's still scoring well, but he's got to make that scores into winning legs now, because he really
54.
has got his back up against it. I don't understand that from Michael Smith. I know he's left the 170, admittedly, but sometimes
60.
you just have to risk trying to hit
Michael,
a big
you
treble.
require 170.
It's the 3rd time he's left 170 in the match.
96.
The kind of champagne finish we expect in the Premier League. Well, there's some fizz here from Daryl Gurney.
140. Michael, you require 74.
Completely lost the plot there, because if he'd hit the treble, Middle left 21. Why you'd want to do that, who knows? Doesn't matter
He's on a
now.
knife flag, Michael Smith.
I think he just wanted to make a bit of noise to try and frighten
Game on.
Michael Smith out of taking that shot, and it didn't work.
Would have made quite a lot of noise with 177 to leave 24 on there, wouldn't it?
Absolutely.
140.
Yes, I agree with you. There are times when hitting that 180 does help, but certainly that weren't the time to do it.
Well, Smith back in front, and that's certainly the time to be in front now, because he knows if you can win one of the next 3 legs, he'll get a draw, and if he can win 2 of them, he'll win the match. And that's some achievement, bearing in mind he was 4-2 down with his opponent on double.
Well, he was staring defeat in the face, wasn't he? I mean, he was miles away, thrown 18 darts and still wanted 96. And Gurney had already had a mitt full of darts at a double.
But now, with Gurney bossing this leg, it pains me to say it, but it looks like Harrington and Mardell may be right with the draw. Looks long odds on 5 each, Rodney, in any case, doesn't it?
58. Daryl, you require
yes, but
92.
with these 2 players, anything can happen in the last 2
legs. Well, you did
legs.
say there'd be darts missed at double, didn't you? And there's been...
It's just the way it's just the way they play the game. We knew there was going to be a lot of 180s, a lot of 140s.
80.
I mean, Daryl Gurney 13 140s to Michael Smith's 3, so he's dominated really the power scoring of the game. But Smith is 5-4 up.
90. Oh, you require 12.
Well, 6 now. And Smith left 170 for the 4th time, and that's exactly what he didn't want to do. And that forced that timid attempt. Well, that's a good dart.
10 flag.
Yes,
Daryl
he's gone
Gurney.
full Andrew Gilding with the thumbs up there.
11
5
flag,
each.
Michael to throw first.
That
Game
was
on.
a superb last dart, because the dart previous was so low, you're thinking he can never hit it from here.
59.
Well, is it to be the spoils shared, or is somebody going to produce a bit of magic over the next 3 or 4 minutes and win the match?
85.
Well, that was a chance missed there by Daryl Gurney.
100.
You can see what Smith thought of that. First dart in the treble, needed to follow it up.
Well, if it was not Premier League darts but strictly come darting, and we were giving marks here, Gurney would be ahead on the judges' scorecards, wouldn't he, Rodney? He's averaging 99 to 92, as you mentioned, the 140 stats.
140.
And the 140 finish. It's the missed doubles that have cost Daryl Gurney tonight.
Yes, especially when he was brilliant on it last week, 7 out of 9 last week. Well, he looked away. That was an Adrian Lewis blind 180. Yeah, 7 out of 9 on his doubles last week. He's only 5 out of 22 this evening.
The human beings, they don't do the same thing every week. That's why we watch. Double 16 for Daryl. Goodness
75.
me. He's left double 12.
Michael, you require 142.
Another there, perhaps. Yes, he stayed, looking for double 11.
94. Oh, you require
Gurney
24.
Here cannot afford to miss again, with Smith ready to pounce.
Showing the 11 flag.
So Gurney breaks, and this seesaw struggle takes another turn.
12 flag, Daryl to
And
throw
now,
first.
Daryl, it could be you. Can't get beat. Can he hold to win?
Well, from 2-0 down, you know, Gurney, we have to say, he's kind of dominated this game. Still over the 100 average.
46.
Smith just over the 90. Expect a lot more out of Smith. The 140s is where Smith has not done it.
100.
And again, a first dart in the treble 20 and he's failed to find another one, and if he's going to win this leg, he's got to find more than one treble on a visit.
140.
That's 14 140s.
85.
14 140s for
Daryl Gurney in 12 legs of darts, and then you can add in, as you see, the 7-ton pluses and the 4 maximums. That's heavy artillery, all right.
It certainly is, but Smith,
96.
like the previous 2 visits, he's hit the treble 20 with the first dart, failed to follow it up. Tons are not going to be good enough.
Michael Smith, who won his first 4 games last year, will go winless through 3. Can he at least get a draw from here? That'll give him hope. 140 here makes Smith favourite to win the leg. That doesn't.
100.
Not quite enough.
Now you require 160.
May get a dart at double if he returns.
Yeah, certainly give him a chance, Rodders, hasn't it? Well, we've seen Gurney take out 140. Oh. Well, you feel that Smith has got to take this 116 out. Will he go for the 19s? 4 19s leaves him double top. Well, yeah, 19s is the route. No, he fails to hit a treble.
76. Daryl, you require 20.
Oh, double 10 here for the match for Daryl Gurney. It really has been a topsy-turvy tussle. And now Gurney has 3 darts in hand to win for the 2nd straight week, as Michael Smith again, as he did in the World Championship final, tells the crowd to give his opponent the best of order. And Gurney wins in Dublin. He defeats Michael Smith. He goes back-to-back after his win last week in Scotland. And on the Emerald Isle, Daryl Gurney defeats Michael Smith 7-5. 1 match left to come tonight, and it pits Mensur Suljovic against Raymond van Barneveld.
Tiger, he's got it! Look at the roar from RBB!
Barneveld with all the serenity of a swan.
We're having a good night here in Dublin. It's what we've seen so far. Gerwyn Price 6 apiece with James Wade. Steve Lennon took a 3-0 lead, was eventually beaten 7-5 by Peter Snake by Wright. Michael van Gerwen, 7-2 over Rob Croft. Topsy-turvy tussle this one, 7-5 to Gurney. And Dublin coming next, Raymond van Barneveld against Mensur Suljovic. Swung one way, then the other. Daryl Gurney, 15 140s along the way. Poor finishing from both players, but Gurney kept his cool. 7-5 winner. Mutual respect. Gurney up to second place, 4 points. Michael Smith in danger now. 3 weeks in, only 1 point so far. Is that worrying for Michael Smith, 1 point?
Yeah, obviously he'd rather have proved more, but he's not playing at his best. And I spoke to him the second he come off stage. He said, I can't wait to play well. He's still playing very well compared to most people in the world, but for him, it's not that great. He kind of got outplayed there from start to finish, and you mentioned the 140s from Daryl Gurney. That was the difference. He out 140'd Michael by 15-4. That's a lot over 12 legs, and Gurney got his rewards in the end, but it went from the sublime to the ridiculous. The sublime was the 6th leg. Michael left tops after 9 darts. Daryl takes out 140. Then the next leg, Daryl misses 10 darts at a double, and you think he's let his man back in. But all in all, it was a good night at the office for Daryl Gurney, and a win that really puts Michael in a bit of trouble. He's got to start accumulating points.
Next up, Barney. He's had a scrap last week, ended up with a 6-all draw.
Yeah.
Will that give him a little bit of confidence?
The point will, but the performance won't. He's not playing well. Mensur can't keep playing as well as he is and not picking nothing up. Okay, he's got a point, but he's got to turn those 0 points, 1 pointers into 2 pointers. Because whilst you're winning, the person you are playing, they're getting nothing. When you're drawing, you're not getting away from anyone. You've got to start inflicting defeats. He's playing a lot better than Barney right now. Whether he can do that again tonight remains to be seen, but Barney has got to get something on the board. If a loss here would be terrible for him.
I think the Barney army are in the building. 5-time world champion, Raymond van Barneveld. Dublin, are you ready for him? He's coming next.
And I'll rain on all of you, so take that. And I'm balling, but I don't rub it in your face. Furthermore, take that. I was in a Bedford nightclub, man, so I'm a member of the group. Take that. Anybody who thinks I can't do it anymore, best step right back and take that. We're number one with number one, yeah, that's my brother. Take that. I was in the chart with Avenue and Shake a Leg, roll deep. Take that.
gentlemen, welcome back to the fair city of Dublin and the Unibet Premier League. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to meet the players. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the former Premier League champion and the former 5-time champion of the world, Raymond and Barneveld. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the winner of the German Dutch Masters, the winner of the Champions League, the gentle Mensur Suljovic.
Barney karaoke on the big stage in front of 10,000 people. It's mad in here.
That was an incredible welcome from both players. The crowd, it's the last game of the night, but no one has walked out of here. The crowd are in fine voice, they really are. And two big fellas, I mean, Barney's a legend in the game. Everywhere he goes in the world, everyone loves him. But he's just not doing it. He seems to have lost his edge, and the stats are firmly in Mensur's favour here.
But Barney, the emotion of the occasion, could make him play well?
Absolutely, Dave. We've seen it so many times in Rotterdam last year when he beat Michael. We've seen it so many times. All of a sudden, if Barney starts hitting the doubles early on, a couple of big checkouts, then he can beat them all and still do that. But he needs to just get that edge in the first 2 or 3 legs.
And of course, this is the last time he plays in this arena, so...
Absolutely. And you can hear the crowd now. They want him to play well. They're willing him on. He's just got to get up there and do it. He mustn't doubt himself, shake his head, just play the darts he knows he can play.
Great way to round off the night. Wayne Marden, Rod stood in commentary.
Thanks, Dave. It sure is. Yeah, amazing scenes on the walk-on.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
As Barney and Mensur get ready to get it on for the last match of the night here in Dublin. Bottom 2 players in the Premier League as we arrived in Dublin. Suljovic somehow finding himself bottom of the pile despite having an average that's only inferior to Van Gerwen and Cross. And Barney, well, he jagged a draw against Gerwyn Price last week, somehow from 2-6 behind and missed starts at Dublin, losing to Wade the week before. Well, Suljovic's favourite. Can Barney roll back the years and produce moments of magic here in Dublin to send the packed house home happy, Wayne?
Yeah, you get the feeling he's going to have to rise himself. You mentioned that draw last week, Roddy. He got away with it, Barney, but that's what great players do. Can Mensur continue to play great and get nothing for it? Played 11 matches in his Premier League career, lost 8 of them, averaging a ton in the process. Incredible.
Yeah, he's played 4 matches. Well, he's had 4 matches in which he's averaged a ton plus and failed to win in the Premier League.
Yeah, and this year, the 2 matches he's played in, he's averaged higher than his opponent both times and not won either.
Yes. Remarkable.
60.
It's just improbable, isn't it?
Well, if he keeps doing it, when does it become probable?
Yes.
He wants a 100. Precisely. To go 1 up.
60 for tops. If he goes above, it will go tops. Stay there for the 60.
60. Raymond, you require 100.
Right, 106 here. Barney to break as Mensur did not get a dart at double off 100. Yes, Raymond. He's gone 6 tops. Look at the snarl.
86.
Does not deliver.
Mensur, you require 40.
Held on to it way too long, Raymond.
Mensur is not keen on tops. He often talks about the target like it's a sworn enemy. But he's hit it there, and the Austrian takes the opening leg.
He hated it so much then he hit it. When you do dislike a segment, you can have these horrible thoughts about, I won't get it, I need to miss before I get it so I can hit another target. But there was no mess in there from one of the nicest characters in world sport, not just darts, someone about sport. We know averages are only a guide,
44.
but Barney has had the lowest average each week so far.
Yeah, it's not
96.
a long-term strategy you'd want to pursue, is it?
I did.
Yeah, look where it got you.
Yeah, sitting next to you.
Yes.
94.
Bottom of the Premier League 3 times. And happens so frequently that the bottom spot now
60.
named, not the wooden spoon, but the Wayne Mardell Cup.
Mardell.
Well, Barney wants to get away from that bottom spot, doesn't he? Because 85. In this Premier League, it's unique really in recent times, isn't it, Wayne? Because obviously only with a 9-man field, effectively with the contenders coming in every week, there's only 1 relegation spot. Previously we had 2, didn't we?
We did indeed.
And so there's a little bit more wriggle room at the bottom of the table, isn't there, for the players?
100.
Barney looks like he's just trying to force the issue to me.
Mensur
Not relaxed at all.
145.
It's likely Mensur's going to win this leg. And Barney already has got to watch himself. Well, that was handy because the 60 bed was covered. What a setup that is.
21. Raymond require 156.
He likes this.
Well, it was the signature shot, wasn't it? The Barneveld.
60.
And now Mensur on double 12.
24.
Not in the immediate vicinity to his favourite double 14, but nearby. Now he has to switch to the eastern side.
Game Sean Sagaleg.
He goes 2-0 up.
Mensur Suljovic. Third leg, Mensur.
Normally when you're 2-0 down in what is effectively a race to 7, okay, you can get 6 for a draw. You kind of don't panic, you're not particularly worried, but Barney is averaging 80 and 2-0 down. And bearing in mind, he hasn't won a game yet. And if he does get a hiding here, he'll go to the bottom of the pile. Just the spot you do not want to be in.
No, you do not want to be left without a seat when the music stops on Judgment Night. And the thing is, he's played Price, Wade and Suljovic. So forget that, let's watch this. No, there won't be a 9-dart bid. So he's played Price, Wade and Suljovic. And let's have it right. That's an easier start than playing, say, Cross, Van Gerwen and Michael Smith.
Yeah.
Say. So,
and that's not being disrespectful to the others.
No,
that's
it's just a basis of ranking, isn't it?
Yes. Mensur's doing a proper job here. Now we're averaging 104 to Barney's 82.
Mensur require 41.
What will he do here? Will he avoid his arch enemy tops? Will he go 13 for his best friend? What's he doing? 9 for double 16.
I think he's gone off 28.
Has he?
Yes, I think so. I thought that last week.
Well, he might go back on it. He'll come back for 4 for 28. It's only a temporary tiff between lovers, though, isn't it? Double 14 and Mensur.
Mensur required 32.
Double 16 for the amiable Austrian.
So he's effectively having an affair with double 16, is he? An open affair.
Raymond to through first.
He got it that time, but under pressure. He'll go back to Old Faithful.
16.
Well, if it carries on like this, then Suljovic is going to give Barney a right royal toweling here. We saw a near whitewash earlier tonight when Michael van Gerwen led Cross 6-0 and then missed 2 darts for what would have been his 4th whitewash in the Premier League and the 10th all told.
16.
And here's Suljovic off to a strong start to record that 10th whitewash I alluded to.
You've got to think here that it's more likely than in the Van Gerwen Cross game, purely because of the difference in the averages. If Barney carries on like that and Mensur carries on like that, it's likely it will be 7-0.
However, last week we saw what seemed to be a certain Gerwyn Price victory over Barney turn into a draw.
Yeah.
And Barney now finding his range.
120.
Well, he's unlucky.
Yeah. That was unlucky. Will it count for anything? If he wins the leg, then
121. No. Raymond, you require 121.
Well, you don't want to let Mensur have a shot at 120. 51. Nothing's really happening for him, is it?
87. Mensur, you require 120.
Barney just looking to set up a guaranteed 2-darter. if he missed the bullseye with his last visit.
60.
Now, will he go at the lesser spotted double 17 or will he split the target?
Straight at it.
Yes. There it is. There it is, and Barney on the board. Forget the whitewash fears for the great Dutchman.
Oh, you can hear them now.
140.
Let them pick you up, Raymond. Carry you over the finish line.
60.
Raymond announced his retirement. He'll be playing in this year's Premier League and one more World Championship. Still got some work to do to qualify for the likes of the match play and the Grand Prix.
100.
Last year, he only played in 15 ranking events. Most of the top 16 were playing the best part of 40. Some 50.
100.
You've got to play in these ranking events to accumulate the money to add to the order of merit. That's the way it works.
60.
Well, the European Tour events as well, Wayne, because there's bigger prize money than the Pro Tour events there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
And some of the events that I mentioned, Rod, they were actually qualifiers for the European events that he didn't qualify for.
45.
So I know it's his retirement year, but he's still got a lot of work to do.
Can he hit his first maximum? Yes, he can. And that now gives him a squeak in this leg. Because Suljovic, a loose visit of 45, last time out. And then Barney's maximum could change the whole facet, not only of this leg, but of the match itself.
56. Women require 101.
Big visit. Looking at 45. Yeah, it wasn't a good dart.
85.
Well, Mensur wants 60. He can't dart himself
60.
with a big 20 because his darts kind of lay parallel to the floor. So that is somewhat of a marker. Hates tops, hates it, he says.
Suljovic. 6 leg, Raymond to throw first. Game on.
It was like when Gary Anderson kept telling us, hate double 10.
Yeah.
Gary, you want 20. Yes, game shot. Time and time again.
43.
Fear and loathing of double top. Barney offers up an ordinary opener. Suljovic, can he find a treble? No, he can't.
57.
4-1 there, Mensur. There was just a squeak for Barney to get back to 3-2.
Yeah. Well, they were ragged.
Well, if Suljovic goes on to win this game, converting a 4-1 advantage into the 2 points, it'll leave Barneveld bottom of the table and Smith second bottom, both on a solitary point.
60.
Next week, Smith plays Van Barneveld, where Luke Humphries is the contender. And then Big Hendo takes on Van Gerwen in Aberdeen. The Asp is in Nottingham. Caned Van Gerwen, didn't he, on the Pro Tour? And then Hop is in Berlin. And then the doubleheader in Rotterdam, which we're looking forward to, with Dimitri and JDZ.
It's all very exciting.
140.
And then the second phase of the competition, where the top 8 will go on to play each other once more before we go on to the finals nights, where the Fab Four will be in attendance. See if Van Gerwen can retain his crown at the O2 Arena in London.
130. 36.
Barney just never seems to have a minute off. Everything is, that leaves 21. 5 for double 8. Just never seems to have a breather in this match. He's not playing well enough to have the breather. Double 8.
58.
Now,
Mensur
can Suljovic
requires
take out the
48.
48? 16, double 16 or 20? Would you fancy? Oh, he's back on his old faithful. Now is this going to be a pop? Pop!
Game shown the 6th leg. Mensur Suljovic. 7th leg. Mensur to throw first. Game on.
I told you he'd be crawling back to double 14 before too long. Resist.
Couldn't.
And he's 5-1 up, isn't he, Mensur? Barney's only leg was the 4th leg. And although he leads the maximum count 2-1, counts for little in the general scheme of things.
Mensur has not played well by any means. But he's just been quite a bit better than Barney. Oh, go on, Ray. Well, if he'd have pulled a 9 out of the fire here, it would be akin to the 9 he hit against Brendan Dolan in the Worlds, when he was, well, it was quite honestly, he was poor, and then thrashed in a 9, and he was poor after it as well.
I just sort of threw in a random 9 darter.
100.
Of course, old 9 Dart himself was the first man to hit one in the Premier League, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Oh. That was against 1 Dart. It was 9 Dart against 1 Dart.
It was.
41.
We should win this leg, Barney. From here.
100.
Needs to keep them straight and hit 2 trebles. That's what he's looking for. Straight and 2 trebles.
40.
That's what he wanted. How much pressure is he going to be under? Lots.
140. Raymond, you require 40. Game shown the 7th leg.
Well, he keeps HMS Barneveld afloat. Closes the gap to 5-2, but Suljovic still in control of the match, despite that break.
Unlucky again. He's struggling. There's absolutely nothing really in the averages now. Barney 91, Mensur 92. So Barney's upped it, and Mensur's got progressively worse. And Barney already in control of this leg. This could get a lot tighter than maybe the scoreline is right now. Barney can win this leg. It's then 5-3 if he can break again. If. It's all about ifs. Who knows?
59.
Mensur is having a mare at the moment. He's lunging at the board again. It's kind of Mensur pre-2015.
Raymond, you require 157.
Treble 19 would leave an audacious effort at tops, but even that
139
leaves double 9.
Mensur, you require 141.
Why wouldn't you? $45. 36.
Well, that leaves double nine and all, so it's now become a double nine hitting competition midway through this Premier League game. Barney's laughing at the fact he left it in the first place. He'll be laughing even more now as he hits double nine. Makes it 2 consecutive legs.
Big leg for both players. Mensur is making mistakes, Barney making fewer right now. Barney with like a constant smirk.
140.
There's the laughing cavalier. Raymond van Barneveld on his farewell tour. Date 3, Dublin. Look at him at the back there. Something has tickled Raymond van Barneveld this evening. He's lapping it up.
100.
Ronnie Baxter used to have a smile a lot, which was quite good to watch. Well, Mensur is just having trouble finding any kind of treble here.
100.
And might be finding one often enough, but 2 and 3 are really hard to come by.
Well, he was in control of the match, wasn't he? Total control, in point of fact.
Yes.
5-1 in front. But it looks a bit twitchy now for Suljovic as Barney leaves 170. Seen it left a lot tonight, not seen it hit.
100. Raymond, you require 170.
60. Yes. 60. Yes! Bullseye! No! Oh, what an effort! That would have pulled it back to 5-4.
But he should still be back at 5-4. So, oh my goodness, what's happening here now? Mensur, we've seen him just miss this. Saw him miss the double 18 for the big one.
83.
And Barney now 2 darts away from getting back within a leg. Double 8 for Raymond. There's a ray of sunshine for the Dutchman. As it gets back to 5-4. Amazing scenes.
Nothing should be taken for granted in this year's Premier League. The flip-flopping of some of these matches is quite astounding. Now Mensur decides he can find a treble. 7 140s apiece, 2 180s apiece.
64.
Mensur is working so hard. He really is. He's pushing and thrusting, whilst this man is just as smooth as silk, as smooth as ever.
Well, incredibly, this is for a 4th consecutive leg for Barney and to level at the match in style. He's hit the wrong treble. He's in the wrong treble. Now he needs to be a little bit careful.
105.
Just have to be very careful there because he could have, well, he could have gone bust if he'd gone off to the left and hit the 19. But anyway, he's back for double 8 for a level game.
137. Raymond requires 16.
Double 4 then for a level game. Level game! Barneveld off the canvas.
The 11th leg and Mensur to throw first. Game on.
Barney was in real stuck last week. but somehow got a draw from Gerwyn Price. Can he get a draw out of this?
91.
Well, Mensur Suljovic was 5-1 down against Christovi in the opening night, and somehow got a draw out of that, so this would be the reverse. 5-1 down gets a draw, 5-1 up gets a draw. We shall see how it pans out, but full credit to Barney here, because at 3-0 he was playing to an 80 average. Just an indication of how that's picked up. He's now averaging 93.
Suljovic now trying to snap this 4-leg losing streak and make sure he does at least pick up a point.
60. Mensur require 161.
But even a point here would be a bitter pill to swallow for Suljovic, who looked to have the game in the bag at 5-1, and now
55.
That ordinary visit opens it up again for Van Barneveld.
Yeah, needs at least 2 big trebles. Well, he gets 1.
Mensur require 106.
Mensur, if he goes below the 60, he may stay there. 54 for 32. Nothing's come easy to him, has it? Since 5-1, it's been real hard work for the amiable Austrian.
Well, this would be sensational. Couldn't find the opening salvo he required, but still
58.
Suljovic under pressure, and as Wayne says, nothing coming easy here.
Thank you.
Even the big number might not come easy to Suljovic. Well, he almost bust, which would have been an absolute disaster. But double 14 is there when he calls. And Mensur Suljovic goes 6-5 up. He won't get beat. Can he break the Barney throw and pick up the points?
Game on.
Only. Oh dear. Can Mensur punish that treble-less visit?
It seemed to be a cruise for Suljovic, but now it's all ending in a torrent of tension.
85.
As evidenced by that. Oh, Barney. The smile creeps across his features again. Only a ton, though, off the opening treble.
Well, Mensur is having trouble hitting 2 trebles per visit, which is kind of what he needs right now. So Barney in control.
Well, indeed, but you feel there might be a few twists just yet when we get down to the double.
49.
And that treble 3 has given Suljovic another leg up. He is a leg up at 6-5. He wants to go 2 clear and win the match. He's on a finish, but it's not really that much of a tempter.
Can Barney nick a draw for the second week running?
158.
Mensur wants 60-60, double 19. There's the first 60. There's the second 60. Double 19. Oh my!
39.
He's had a dart to win the match.
92.
Can Barney save it now? He's got 2 darts. He's got 1 at double 8. He saves the match for the second week running. Raymond van Barneveld digs himself out of a huge hole in the Premier League. Last week, 6-2 down to Gerwyn Price. Finished 6 each. This time, 5-1 and 6-5 down to Mensur Suljovic, who missed a match start at double 19, and it finishes 6 each again. He's still near the foot of the table. He's off the foot of the table because Michael Smith is there now. But Barneveld will leave Dublin a relieved man. He said he wouldn't give up, didn't he, last week? And he has not given up tonight. But he's earned himself a precious point in the Premier League. So what we've seen in Dublin, week 3 of the Premier League. A thriller between Gerwyn Price and James Wade. It finished 6 each in the opening match of the night. Then Steve Lennon, the contender this evening, won the first 3 legs against Peter Snakebite Wright, but Wright rallied to get home 7-5. Van Gerwen missed 2 darts for a 7-0 whitewash over Rob Cross and won comprehensively against the former world champion 7-2. Michael Smith beaten by Daryl Gurney in a fascinating battle, 7-5 to the Irishman. And then Suljovic and Van Barneveld, we've just seen it, finished 6 apiece. And the league table then, Van Gerwen out front with his 100% record, 2 points clear of Gurney, Price and Wright. And at the bottom, Barneveld is off the bottom with that point. He and Suljovic move above Michael Smith, last year's runner-up, bottom of the pile. Well, Barney on stage, I think now with Dave Clark.
Cheers, Roger. Really great fight back, Barney. 5-1 down. The crowd loved it.
I know. It was 5-1 down, I think. Come on, give it to the crowd. I mean, the last time I'm here in Dublin, for the Premier League. So fight and give it all back for them, And then suddenly, there was no one single leg apart from the first leg. I felt comfortable. Never ever 2 triples. I don't know. I played well in the practice room. I hit my triples and doubles, and never ever felt comfortable tonight, apart from the crowd support.
You've had some great receptions around Europe, but something special about Dublin, something special about tonight.
Don't get me wrong, Dave. The reception is there every single week. Don't get me wrong. I don't know, but they love the Barney Army. But I want to give them more. And last week and tonight, I was lucky again. I should have lost tonight. I should have lost last week. I know I can do better. I'm battling every single week. I'm practicing every single day. And I want to give them the old Barney back.
Not many players get a reception like this, I tell you. Does it feel odd knowing that this is going to be your last ever Premier League? Does it feel emotional?
Today I was in town with Jerry, my manager, and I said to him, it's a bit funny because we went to the town. Normally we come back later this year, with the Grand Prix, but you don't know yet.
Yeah.
Because you don't know you're in the Grand Prix, you don't know you're in the World Match Play. I have to go back to scratch, in the rankings, playing the Pro Tour yesterday, an early flight, 6:30 in the morning to Manchester, going to Barnsley and try to qualify for the European Tours tomorrow and do all the Pro Tours in the weekend. So the motivation is there. And I cannot play darts without motivation of them.
That's amazing.
Fantastic.
Hi guys, Dublin. I don't know if I'm here last time, but I love you guys. Thank you.
Barney, top man, thank you. Dublin loved you. Raymond van Barneveld, everybody. Wait, only Barney could get a reception like that here, amazing.
Look, he's put so much into the game, and look, maybe he's even changed the the way the game is right now, because if it maybe just wasn't for Raymond, that the influx of all the great Europeans, Michael van Gerwen may not have picked up the dart. That man was one of the reasons why Phil Taylor was so big. He had a rival. He was really the first one that come over and stuck it to Phil. He's 5-time world champ. Yeah, he deserves everything he gets.
And a word about this crowd. Brilliant again. Dublin, amazing.
Well, so far, this Premier League has just not let down in any aspect at all. We expect a great night from these lot, and we got it. They've been absolutely magnificent.
Wayne, thanks very much. Lots of sport coming your way over the next few days. Friday night football features West Ham versus Fulham from 7 p.m. On Saturday, Premier League Live, Burnley versus Tottenham from 11:30. Super Sunday, a massive match, Manchester United versus Liverpool from 1 p.m. On Friday, cricket, second one-day international, the West Indies against England, 2:30 on Sky Sports Cricket. On Sunday, Carabao Cup final, Chelsea versus Manchester City from 3:30 on Sky Sports Football. Now for all the Premier League Live from the West Point Arena in Exeter. Barney's got Michael Smith, Michael Van Gerwen against James Wade, the standout tie, 7 p.m. on Sky Sports Action next Thursday. Battling Barney, picks up a point in Dublin. Good night.
I'm glad you're gone, I can finally breathe. I'm glad you're gone, I can try and be me. I can feel it in my chest, this isn't over yet. I check the lock, shut the windows down, this monster's back in town. This monster's back in town, danger knocking at my door. Don't come round here no more. I check the lock, shut the windows down, this monster's back in town.
Sky Sports. Feel it all.